If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon. Hello, we're back with the actual game. So, so I think what we'll do is we'll get everyone to introduce their characters quickly and give a brief description of their characters, and then we'll crack on, yeah?
Sounds good.
Alright, Nathan, why don't you start?
Alright, I'm playing Sam Peckinpah. The description I gave him is a weathered and worn cowboy.
All right.
He is late 20s, early 30s. Can't really tell. He's got some open range miles on him. So,
is it he can't tell because he's not sure what year he was born in, or is it just people who see him can't quite tell?
It's both.
Okay.
He's got that leather weathered look. Plus, he doesn't really know. He's never been to school.
Okay.
He's grown up outdoors.
All right.
His whole life. So, yeah.
Through and through cowboy. I like it.
Yep.
All right. Are we ready for this? I'm playing Charlie Hunter. Hunter is a handsome blonde man in his late 20s. He's clean shaven with a bit of a baby face.
And does he have to shout all the time when you're running around?
Yeah.
If I'm trying to say that accent, yes.
Perfect. And Abraham.
Yep, so Abraham, he's fairly lean build, he's got a well-groomed mustache, wears a bowler hat, covered in plenty of gunpowder from all his explosives and his gun, I guess. And tries not to blow himself up at times.
So far, successful, it seems.
Yeah, gets a bit rowdy with the dynamite, but
is he hard of hearing at all because of all the explosions?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Is he missing any fingers yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, that'll change. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. That's a good cast of characters. I'm probably I'll describe the setting a little bit, and then I'll introduce you kind of all showing up at once. So you are starting in the town of Pagosa Springs, Colorado. It's a quiet mountain town, maybe 200 permanent residents. Most of them don't even live in town proper. They live on nearby farms, and many of them are woodsmen and frontiersmen who just make small livings off the land. There's really not a lot of wealthy folks living in this part of the world. Pagosa Springs is a pretty southern town in Colorado. It's very close to the New Mexico border, if I'm remembering correctly, although I could be butchering all of this geography, so bear with me. There are only about 5 buildings in main downtown, and there's one road connecting it to the rest of the world. As the road heads south, it heads out to Durango, Colorado, and then as it heads north, it goes up to Del Norte, Colorado, through the San Juan Mountains. And this is a high mountain town. It's kind of always a little muddy, a little rocky. The air is a little thin. So if you're new to town, it might be a bit of getting used to. It's early summer, late spring, so it's still got some cold days, but it's getting to that warm summer heat as well. And you're all kind of showing up to town as drifters. Are any of you from Pagosa Springs, or are all of you coming in from the road?
I'm coming in from the road.
I'm coming in for the road as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I was headed north before I got waylaid.
Got waylaid out south of town.
Yeah, I'm just passing through.
So you all and there's not much to there's not much to pass through. There's 5 buildings. One of them is a saloon/hotel. One of them's the sheriff's office. One of them's the San Juan River bank, the small river that runs through town or nearby town where most of the folks fish and get their fresh water. It's really the only way station around. So as you roll through, you think it's probably a good idea. I'm going to say, Charlie, you pull up first. You station your horse outside of the saloon.
I don't have a horse, sir. I have a donkey.
Oh, that's right. You station your donkey. Well, your donkey's certainly getting attention from the townsfolk. They're seeing this this man with a funny accent riding into town on a donkey.
What do you mean funny accent? I don't sound American.
You're right. You sound spot on American.
Yeah.
So they're kind of giving you some looks. Mostly, you're not sure if it's because they just don't like outsiders, or if because a man riding a donkey is a little bit unusual.
Well, I'm just gonna give him a damn look back. God damn them.
So you're looking them up and down. One of them looks. He kind of takes a long look at you and steps off his off the front porch of the saloon. He's a little young, even compared to your baby face. He looks a little bit younger than you, and he steps down. And he says, "Well, howdy, Mister. Are you?
Howdy there, partner.
You're new to town."
Hey, yes, son. I'm just passing through. I'm just looking forward to, saddle up my donkey and get some shut eye before I hit the road again.
Well, you're mighty brave for tackling these mountains with all them bandits out there, but good luck to you. And this kid kind of just keeps on going down the road. You notice he's got a badge on that does say deputy sheriff, so it looks like they're recruiting from the teenage population to be their sheriff, their law enforcement.
I'll just think to myself, geez, they must be desperate.
Yeah, I mean, and he seems like pretty eager to be doing this, or for some reason they are recruiting the teenagers. Sam, you ride into town next. If we thought the locals were looking at the donkey first, they see a man in long johns only and a duster, and they're all kind of like turning their head and looking at you and going quickly back to their drinks and their cards. You pull up, you see this young deputy talking to this other baby-faced character, and the deputy walks down the road and also gives you a look, and he kind of tips his hat but doesn't say anything. Doesn't want to engage. You two pull up in front of the saloon, I assume, unless you'd like to go to the general store or over to the sheriff's office for some reason.
Yeah. No, I'll. Yeah, I'll talk to the young deputy as he kind of walks by. So okay. Hey man.
Oh, howdy, Mister. 2 new faces in one day. That's a surprise. Are you with this other feller here?
No, we got a bit of a problem with bandits south of town, though.
Oh, they're south of town now too? Oh well, I gotta tell the sheriff, because we thought they were just north of town, but if they're south of town, that's cutting us off from everybody. So, well, geez, I gotta go tell somebody. And he starts to kind of hustle off, and then
wait.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, where can one buy some decent clothing? And where is the sheriff's office?
Oh, and he kind of looks at the 5 buildings in front of him. And he points down to the right. He says, "Well, that one's the sheriff's office, and then right next to it is the general store."
All right, thank you.
They might have some clothes for you, sir. And he's now taking a closer look at that duster. I don't know if that duster has bullet holes in it or anything from it.
It's got some blood on the shoulder where I rocked the guy in the head.
Right.
But his clothes were too small for me. They didn't fit. So
it's all rolled up at the sleeves and everything. Yeah. So he's kind of giving you a look and then starts to really hustle and kind of keep his hat on. And finally, rolling into town is Abraham. I'm assuming you're on a horse. Did you take a donkey?
I took a horse.
Okay, thank God. I mean, yeah, totally normal. And
so you option.
I exercise your freedoms. That's what I say. So you ride into town with this horse. You also see these other 2 who are showing up, and now this crowd has kind of gathered out in front of the saloon. And they're all whispering amongst themselves, and not really anyone. No one's approaching you or introducing themselves. They seem pretty suspicious of 3 people showing up in town, one of whom has obvious blood on his jacket. Do you all want to do anything, or just let these folks kind of rabble rouse for a moment?
Well, I'm gonna go in the watering hole and get myself two fingers of whiskey. That's what I'm gonna do.
So you push through this crowd. the young folks are kind of stepping out of your way. You walk into the saloon. It is generously dilapidated. It is falling apart at the seams, basically, as you walk into this place. It smells dusty and smoky and old, and you walk up, and there's this kind of gruffer older gentleman behind the bar, and he looks at you, and you just signal for some whiskey, and he pours it out. He says, that's going to be 50 cents for newcomers.
I'll give him 50 cents. There you go, partner. In fact, I'll give him $1, and he can get one for yourself there, young man.
So even at 50 cents, you were overpaying for that whiskey. That should have been like top shelf whiskey.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
So
it better be
at
top
$1,
shelf.
There's one shelf, so it's both top shelf and bottom shelf all at the same time. And as you pull out that $1, everybody kind of takes notice that you are a big spender. Like they're like, oh, and the bartender, he takes the $1 and quickly puts it on the bar. He says, well, if you're interested, I could give you a VIP table. And he kind of gently points to a table that still has the felt top on it. It's not totally torn apart and the chairs aren't falling apart. He says, if you would like to sit over there, you can take a seat at our VIP room. But other than that, I don't got much for you. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm gonna take the felted seat then, whatever, the felted table. Yeah, I'm gonna take this table.
You sit down, and it's not bad. You're just kind of sitting in this rundown saloon. Abraham and Sam, as you're outside, kind of hurriedly, this older gentleman is walking towards you, and he tips his hat and he says, "Well, are you two the newcomers to town?"
Yeah, I kind of like lackadaisically get off my horse, like I've been riding for a while, and you just kind of pull the carbine out of the holster in the saddle and just kind of sling it over my arm. Yeah, I'd say we're new.
He immediately kind of stops walking as quickly and stands where he says, "Oh, there's no need to pull weapons or anything like that."
No, I'm just going in to have a drink, taking it with me. What's up?
Oh, well,
please don't allow my lack of clothing to alarm you.
Oh, sir, that's not exactly what's alarming me. When I see a man with a gun, that's usually what alarms me, regardless of his attire. But I am the sheriff here in this town. I'm Sheriff Grayson, and I just wanted to come in and talk to you for a moment. You said you were accosted by bandits south of town.
Yeah, damn near tried to kill me. Except I killed one of them and took a couple shots at the rest of the group, but they run off.
That's unfortunate. It seems evil is approaching our town, and he looks at you, Abraham, and he says, and were you also attacked by bandits?
No, I came in from west.
Oh,
well, that's
across
a funny
the open
little accent you got there, son.
You've walked back out onto the porch. You're watching this.
No, I'm just
whiskey already.
Just filling in, just teleporting.
And the Sheriff Grayson, he says, "Oh well, so you're riding across open country, and you weren't attacked by them bandits?"
No, didn't see anything.
Oh, all right.
Well, how many bandits do you have? Because they were south robbing me.
Well, I didn't think we had that many, to say the least. We have a few up north. Up there, camped out in the San Juan Mountains. If you look like a tough man, and looks like you could use some money for clothes and whatever else you'd need. So if you want, we got a bounty on them. You want to exercise your right to firearms on them?
Yeah. I'll come collect the sheet.
All right.
I'm suitably attired.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's probably the first step. The general store will take care of you. So, and if you tell them Sheriff Grayson sent you, they might give you a discount.
Okay.
Then the sheriff kind of cautiously walks away. Although he doesn't return to the sheriff's office, he goes and stands over with some of the locals, talking on the far side of the road. And they're very clearly talking about you three, these newcomers who showed up to town, claiming more bandits south of town. So they're all a little put off by that. Do you want to go over to the general store and see what you can find?
No, I'm gonna mosey on into the saloon.
Okay. So you mosey on in. Abraham, are you
First, we're gonna
also going
drink,
into the
and then
saloon?
we're gonna.
I'm going to head for a drink too.
Yeah.
All right. So you push in. At this point, a lot of the locals have kind of cleared out of the main tables. So you see Charlie sitting over at the VIP table. And you walk up, and the bartender says, "Well, what can I get you?"
Well, the sheriff sent me. So how much is a bottle?
Oh, a bottle. Well, that's I'd give it to you for $1.50.
How about a buck? How about a buck?
How about a buck?
Give me the worst stuff for a buck.
As soon as it says that, I just put down 2.
You put down $2.
Yeah.
So he says, "Well, it looks like the bidding has started. I'm gonna have to give it to this gentleman here for them $2." And he puts out this unlabeled, just kind of bottle of brown alcohol. It's very clearly someone's homemade whiskey. He puts it, and then he puts 2 glasses in front of you, and he says, "If y'all high rollers are interested, there's the VIP table for our high paying customers." And you see the same thing that Charlie saw when he walked in, is that this whole place is just falling apart. And there's one kind of nice table that you might take a second look at a yard sale. And so you head over there, and you can take a seat with him if you'd like.
I'll head over there.
Yeah, I'll tip my head to you and walk on over.
You all kind of meet up at these tables. The locals are still kind of whispering. There's 2 old timers who look like they're still just playing cards at the table at a table in the saloon.
Oh, really? Well, I'm gonna see the 2 gentlemen walking towards me with a bottle, and I will look them up and down and say, "Hey, you've both got your arms and legs still. How's that possible?"
They're attached to my torso. And I sit down at the table and let's just lay my rifle against the table.
Oh, so you brought your rifle into the bar. That is making everyone nervous.
Yeah, I just had it. I'm
That's
asking
right.
the bartender for a bottle of whiskey, and he gives it to him, and I'm giving him a look like,
I got bullets in this thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
Look like I'm in a fucking around mood.
Everybody is nervous about that gun and about this newcomer who
was in his own
claims, who's wearing in just his long johns and claims he's been attacked by bandits.
Yeah.
But you're all sitting around. You can chit chat with each other if you'd like. You could.
Well, I'm gonna be like, well, this. Well, if it cost me 50 cents for like a shot of whiskey, God knows how much a bloody bottle cost. Clearly more than the arm and the leg.
50.
What?
Cost about $1.50.
Oh, I'm standing up, going over to the fucking barkeep.
So you stand up angrily. The barkeep kind of like looks busy for a moment. He's like, oh, hi, hello, sir. Would you?
How comes I paid 50 cents for a shot of whiskey and they get a bottle for $1.50?
Well, I would like to not to rile you up anymore, but you did pay $1 for that glass of whiskey, and well, frankly, it's because outsiders make me nervous. I don't know what damage.
I'll put the gun on the table.
He reaches under the bar and says, "Son, I wouldn't pull anything more than what you've done. How about I give you a bottle as well, and we go our separate ways?"
Sure.
So he pulls a second bottle. To be fair, it is not a full bottle. It's maybe 3/4 full.
Whatever.
He puts it on the table, and then as he brings that up to the bar, he also puts his sawed-off double-barrel shotgun on the bar and just keeps his hand on the handle and says, "All right, now you can take you and your new compatriots, and you can find your way out of my saloon." So you can confront him if you like, or you can.
No, I'm gonna be like, whoa! There's no need for that. If you didn't rip me off in the first place, I wouldn't be so annoyed. I'm trying to persuade him.
Okay, you can roll make a persuasion roll.
How does that work?
I quietly take a sip of whiskey.
So you're just sipping the background.
Just drinking.
You can just make a d20 roll.
Just a d20 roll.
Yeah, and you add your charm and your persuasion, which you do have, so you'll get a +4 to this.
Don't choke, James. Let's do this.
I got a 7.
And that's with the +4. He
That's choke.
he he says, now those other fellas said they were with the sheriff, so at least I somewhat trust them. But you walk into my bar unknown, riding a donkey with an accent I ain't ever heard before, and you brandish your firearm at me. Now, I have to ask you to leave, and I think that's the safest route for both of us, because you know what? I am almost plumb out of shotgun shells, and I do not want to waste my last 2 on you.
Oh, really? Is there any way... What does luck do? Sorry.
Luck, you can re-roll any dice at any time.
Oh, I'm re-rolling. Fuck's sake. That was appalling.
You can... so if you're going to re-roll, you're burning a luck to re-roll. So now, I think you had 2 before, right?
Yeah.
So you now have 1 remaining. And I was wrong. You should have had a +5 to that roll, because you have 3 charm, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's 3 charm plus the 2 for the bluff.
Still wouldn't have made much difference.
Yeah, 7 or 8, not a huge jump.
20.
That's a little bit better, yeah. So you kind of just clear your throat and rephrase yourself, if only by just like cocking back the hammer on the gun. And he goes, "All right, I lied. I don't even have any shotgun shells." And he just takes the gun and puts it under the table and says, "You fellas can stay as long as you like. I'm real sorry." And he goes back and just kind of like wanders away down the bar to not make eye contact with you anymore. But you're welcome to stay.
All right, I'll take half the bottle, well, 3/4 of the bottle over, put it on the table.
So now you guys have a party. You got a bottle and 3/4 of whiskey
Hey,
and glass.
Do any of you fellas play cards?
I only know enough to stay away. I do not partake, as it was.
All right, I'm going to stand up again. I've clearly got a hot seat. I'm going to walk over to the old fellas playing cards and go. So first, I'm going to see if they're playing for. If there's any stakes in it, are they actually playing for money?
Yeah, they are playing for money, but you watch for maybe a hand or 2. They're playing for like a nickel a hand, and they've each got maybe $1 and change.
Well, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to sit down and go. Well, what about we raise the stakes, then, fellas?
The one dealing the cards, they're playing just Texas Hold'em poker. The one dealing the cards kind of looks at you and says, all right. I mean, if you say you're a high roller, I guess you can deal in, what do you say, 50 cents a hand?
I was thinking $1, but sure, 50 cents will do.
Oh, well, $1, I mean, and he looks at the other guy. The other guy says, well, I could do $1. And they say, all right, $1 a hand.
This way it's going to go all horribly wrong, but hey.
So it's where you should have saved that luck.
Yeah, I've still got 1 luck. I can burn it later. I'll burn it.
So so you are at $1 a hand right now. You're playing poker. This is a good chance to talk about the advanced rules. Gambling is part of the advanced rules. There's poker, there's blackjack, there's roulette, there's horse races, and all that stuff. But we can play some poker right now. So you are going to roll a d20, and you are going to add either your instincts or your charm, and you can add bluff to that if you'd like, because you can bluff your way through a poker hand. And they are going to do the same thing. They're going to roll a d20 each, and basically the person with the highest total wins. It's just a gamified version of poker. So
I'm getting +5 again, yeah? Pretty much?
Yeah. Yeah, so the highest they got was a 15.
I got 11.
Guy gets it. So after going through, it looks like this the dealer loses, but his buddy, he wins your $1. So he takes the pot of $3. And you're now out $1, and this man is $3 or $2 richer, I should say. So he's living large. He says, "Well, if you're going to play
double
poker
or
like
nothing,
that,
double or nothing." There we go. We're crazy.
So you're gonna challenge them to a $6 pot, basically.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Make your roll. They're also going to make rolls. So they get a 9 and a 12, and you just so basically what happens is we're dealing out cards. The river is an ace, and you pull out eventually aces, or a pair of aces, and they're kind of giving you the eye. They're looking at each other and looking at you, and they say, "All right, so you come in here and you make a ruckus. Why don't you just take our money and leave?"
All right, I'm gonna stand up and leave.
So you take the $6 total pot. So I think you've won in total, like what, $4 or something like that.
I'm up to $10.
Look at
$1 up from what I started with.
And you've got a whole bottle of whiskey, so you're really coming out on top.
A third of a bottle.
Yeah. So you walk back to the table, I assume, and you're a bit richer. These two guys, they go back to just playing like nickel hands with each other. What would you all like to do?
Well, I think we all got something in common. We're not from here.
Yeah, they don't like strangers around these parts.
It's not really like as it is a lack of trust. So
I think they're all inbred as well, but hey.
I mean, I just say, like, I can't blame him for not trusting
What's
you.
your accent? Whoa, what's your accent? Bloody hell, where are you from? With that hidey accent.
None your business.
he's obviously from the East Coast.
Oh, yeah, back
Yeah.
east.
That's got to be Boston, it sounds like.
Yeah. So I aim to find suitable clothing and ride north in search of these bandits and collect the bounty on them.
I'll look over at the barkeep. Is he roughly
He
the
does
same
not
size?
make eye.
Is
He doesn't make eye contact with you.
Is he roughly the same size as this fella that I've just met?
How big is Sam? You said you were kind of lanky, right?
Yeah, no, weathered and worn. He's not the tallest you've seen, but he's fairly tall.
Okay.
He's probably
Yeah,
gonna be taller than anybody in town, but he's not. He's got that underfed, lean look.
Yeah, a lot of long days on the range. The bartender certainly doesn't look tall enough. You'd probably have the same issue of just being a little short in the arms and legs. If you were to take his clothes, which I assume is why you're asking that question.
I didn't ask. James did.
Oh yeah, James.
The weirdo with the funny accent. Talks all loud and shit.
Hey, look,
All
at least
right,
I'm trying an accent. Yeah?
I've been speaking in a southern accent the entire time we've been playing.
Really? It sounds like you've just been doing your normal voice.
No, not really. It's not my normal voice.
Yeah, see, you should go English the whole time. And
Yeah, I should be English, Bob.
yeah. Yeah. So you're all kind of sitting around, chit chatting, shooting the breeze. What do you want to do?
Yeah, so as soon as I find suitable attire, you want to ride out with me?
Do what?
Shoot a bunch of people and collect a bunch of money.
Oh, I couldn't shoot the broadside of a barn.
Well, we just need to kind of stand there and shoot. I'll do most of the killing.
I can talk to them.
I don't think much they want to talk.
Oh.
Considering they tried to kill me and take all my stuff.
Oh.
They were successful in one of those.
Are you just trying to get your clothes back, or what?
No, I'm going to go buy new clothes.
Oh.
Okay, well, you think about it.
I'm gonna be prepared for them to try and fucking con you over, con you out of your arms and your bloody legs.
Yeah, that's why I walk in carrying a rifle.
It sets the tone a little bit.
Let this trash know I mean business. All right, I'll be back. And I get up, keep my seat warm. And I get up, grab my rifle, and walk
So
out.
you walk out of the saloon, you turn left and go down to the general store. It's got these big glass windows, and it's got like, those tables set up with like cans of beans and stuff like that. It's all very in place. It's not really meant for you to walk around and pick up goods on your own. You just tell the clerk what you like,
Yeah.
and he and the shop assistant will run around and get that. So you push into the door. There's another local in there kind of finishing up a transaction, and the clerk says, "Oh, howdy, I'll get to you in a moment," and finishes up, and they exchange some pleasantries and says, "Okay, well, what can I... Sir, could I recommend some clothes, first of all? We've got a wide selection of range clothes and things like that."
Precisely why I'm here.
Oh, perfect. Well, then, what is your budget?
How about you show me the goods first, and then I'll show you what I'm working with.
All right. And he sees that you've still got your rifle with you, so he's not going to start a fight.
By the way. I'm headed out in a little while, so I need something durable. The sheriff's giving me a task to go hunt down these bandits. He told me to mention that to you.
Oh, well, in that case, then I'll show you the good stuff, because, do you know what these bandits have been doing? They're holding up every single stagecoach that comes through these mountains. So folks around here haven't been paid in a while, so I'd probably give you just clothes to go do that. That'd be my little contribution to this.
Well, I tell you right now, I don't need anything too expensive, so it's not like you'd be out a whole bunch. I'm kind of simple.
So he goes through and shows you this pretty wide selection. There's some fancier clothes and nicer knit and stuff. And then he shows you a set of range clothes, pretty standard, like just a new duster as opposed to the one full of blood and dust that you've got. Some riding chaps and jeans and linen shirts and stuff. You can kind of pick and choose what you like if you're looking for just standard wear.
Yeah, that's fine. Just I'm not gonna play dress up Barbie.
Some people like that. I'm not gonna.
That's cool. Yeah, I know. My character's, he's short on charm and short on brains.
So you pick what
function over fashion all the way.
Perfect. So you pick what's going to look the most kind of normal, blend you in maybe with the locals a little bit more.
Yeah.
He says, well, normally this would come out to about $12.50, but I'll put it just on the house for now. If you can come back and get them Glanton boys.
Yeah, I'll give him $2 now.
Okay.
Here's $2 as a show of good faith, and as soon as I collect the bounty, I'll come back and pay the rest.
Oh, thank you so much. He takes that and puts it in his little cash drawer. And as
you wouldn't happen to have a box of shotgun shells, would you?
Oh, certainly. And he looks down under the counter and grabs a little box, puts out a box of 12 shotgun shells up there. He says that'll be just a $1.20.
Okay, I'll hand him a $1.20.
All right.
How much for a box of rifle shells?
$1.50.
I'll take a box of rifle shells and a box of
shotgun shells.
Yeah.
Cool. So $2.70.
Okay. Okay. Shotgun shells. How much is in a box?
Shotgun shells, there's 12.
Yep.
Rifle shells, there's 24.
Okay, good. So now I have more ammo.
Yeah, useful if you're going to go gun some folks down.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. So yeah, you're walking out. You pass some of the locals. They notice you've got some new attire on. They appreciate that. Back in the saloon, I assume you're heading kind of back to your table.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk by the bar, and
okay.
I put the box of shotgun shells on the bar.
Oh, you bastard!
And slide it to the bartender. And I go here on the condition that I can use the shotgun should I need it, and I slide the box to him.
So he kind of gingerly reaches out and touches the box. I assume you've still got like your hand on it. He says, "All right, I think that's a fair trade," and then he slides the box back to him, and you can hear him go under the table and pop open the shotgun and load in 2 shells and close it up.
All right. Don't sell those.
No, we only sell alcohol here. We wouldn't sell something as dangerous as shotgun shells.
Well, don't take them home and sell them to anybody. Just
I'll hang on to them.
We may need them in the future.
Well, certainly. Hopefully not in here.
No. No sense of having a shotgun if you're not ready to use it.
I'm ready to use it. It's not ready to be used. And you walk back over to the table. You sit down. What have Abraham and Charlie been talking about or doing since?
Well, all right. Well, I'd have gone. Yeah, well, I'm Charlie, there, partner. And who are you?
Yeah, so I'll take off my bowler hat, put it on the table, and go to shake his hand and look at him a bit funny, like, so where's that accent from?
I don't know. Down south, California.
California. It's California.
California way.
Yeah, it sounds just like it.
So you guys are just, introducing
Look,
each other, getting to know
loud,
each other.
obnoxious. I'm being an American. Really.
Yeah, it's perfect.
You're not supposed to play yourself, James.
I'm not obnoxious. Well,
so you guys you're talking. Sam, you return to the table. You sit in your seat. You're a new man in these new clothes. You guys almost don't recognize him as he sits down.
who are you? Oh, I'm Charlie, by the way. Who are you?
Sam. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sam. So, where do we need to go and when?
I don't know yet. We still got to get the sheet from the sheriff.
Why don't we go get that now, and then we can think about what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So you guys head out of the saloon. It's getting to about midday. I'm gonna say you showed up kind of mid morning. Sun is out. It's a nice warm-ish day. It's kind of cool in the shade. You walk down the middle of the road. You're leaving your horses and donkey at the saloon because it's really, just 2 buildings down from the sheriff's office. You walk down and there's this big board out in front of the sheriff's office, and there's 3 posters hanging on it. And they each say it says wanted across the top. These have got to be it. And one of them says Eugene Glanton, one of them says Killian Glanton, and one of them says Garrett Glanton.
The Glanton gang.
Yes, the Glanton gang, the Northern Bandits. So if you'd like to take a closer examination of that, you can.
Yeah.
So you walk up, you start to examine them. Let me look at the specifics. I've got this written down somewhere.
I want to see if the sheet says dead or alive. That whole
yeah.
bit.
So the sheet for Eugene and Killian. So I'll go through one by one. Eugene, they've got photos of him. Eugene is this like grizzly man, big old beard. Looks
Big bushy beard.
Yeah, pretty heavy set. It says Eugene Glanton wanted for robbery and murder. Wanted dead or alive. Reward $100. Killian Glanton. He looks a little bit more well kept. He's just got kind of a finer mustache, more slicked back hair in this photo. Definitely a thinner man. It says wanted dead or alive for robbery and murder for $150. And then the last one, Garrett Glanton, looks like kind of this younger kid, no facial hair at all, and it says wanted alive for robbery, $50. And so as you're standing there examining this in the afternoon sun, the sheriff steps out of the sheriff's office. He just kind of peeks his head around. Says, "Y'all looking at those posters? You going after them, boys?"
Yeah, I'll lean in and you got any idea where they're at? And do they run with any more folks, or it's just the 3 of them usually?
Well, we only got evidence on the 3 of them, but they usually they'll hire out 1 or 2 spots at least. They live up in the mountains, up by the stagecoach trail. They've been hitting every single stagecoach that comes through. Actually, Esty Laughlin down at the bank, she was not Esty Laughlin, switching up my NPCs. Graciella down at the bank, she was just attacked by them a couple of days ago on her coach. She somehow got out, but she might know a little bit more about where exactly they like to attack. And Esty Laughlin, now she knows the mountains real well. If you need a guide up there, she might be able to take you up, or at least tell you where they could be hiding. I'm not one for hitting the trail too much, so I don't know a whole lot except that they're up in them thar hills.
All right.
And you kind of notice he doesn't even wear his he's got his sheriff's badge on, but he doesn't wear his gun belt at all. This guy really is not interested in a fight, it seems like, especially if he doesn't have this kind of information on these bandits that are apparently running amok in the town. So he's there to answer any questions if you have them, or you can go down to the bank and ask around, or just ride north if you'd like.
And are you interested in going to the bank?
I mean, like, hey, I've never done this before, but how does it work? Who pays for it?
Well, you usually you bring in the bodies. I mean, obviously, if they're dead, you got to bring them in. Or if they're alive, you definitely got to bring them in. And we pay you on the spot. I got a little bank vault in my office here. I just pay you in cash right up front.
All right.
So what would you like to do?
Either you want to check out the bank. We should at least go talk to her.
Sure, if she knows is it the one that knows the area or not?
Yeah, Gracie Ellie.
Yeah, we'll go speak to Gracie then.
So you wander down to the bank. It's just the next building down. It's this little.
Let me do the talking.
Yeah, that's been working out well so far.
It has worked out well, thank you very much.
Yeah. As you walk up to the bank, you see next door, or like right in the alley next to it, there's this stagecoach is parked there. It's this dark, like kind of British racing green coach, and you walk into the Pagosa Springs riverbank, and inside it's a nice, well-appointed little foyer with some leather seats and stuff like that. There's a teller behind the counter. She kind of waves at you, and you see this young woman sitting on one of the nicer chairs, just reading a newspaper. And she kind of looks at you all, and you look at her. Probably she's Graciela, and she introduces herself. She says, "Hi, are you here to see about them Glanton boys?"
I nod and go, yeah, we're here about them boys.
Well, is it just you three that are going to take them on? Because, no offense, you all don't look like gunslingers to me.
Well, I'm gonna be like, well, I'm kind of offended by that, but sure. Yeah, we're not gonna take them all on at once. We'll probably try and take them off one at a time. That would be the smartest way to do it.
It would, if you can get them separate. That's the way to get them. They ambushed me right on that trail. It goes around this little loop around a big rock, and that Eugene boy came at me with dynamite and a machete, and his two brothers were taking pot shots at me from behind some rocks, and I just booked it out of there quick as I could.
Dynamite and what?
A machete.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it's very explodey and then very stabby. So she's sitting there. She says, are you just going to go up and fight them right up, or are you going to try to get them at their camp? Because I think they live in the mountains above the trail.
It would be best to get them at the camp. Probably whilst they're sleeping. However, if we can't find the camp, using your stagecoach again to provoke another attack might lure them.
That might be the way to do it.
Into an ambush.
That stagecoach is awfully expensive, but I'd let you borrow it if it means you get to shoot every single one of them.
Yeah, we'd have to. We'll have to see.
So she's
I'm gonna be like, ma'am, could you draw us a rough map of the area?
Yeah, she folds the newspaper down and grabs one of the pencils from the tellers and sketches out this. She does like a bigger map of the trail, showing where you are in Pagosa Springs and Del Norte, the town she was riding from, and then she draws an area of where she was ambushed, where the trail just takes this really lazy loop. And she says they just got her right at the corner there and tried to jump her from two blind sides. So yeah, you've got a good idea of where-ish in the mountains. It looks like it's about a half day's ride away. that you'd have to go up into the mountains to at least find where they ambushed. And she suspects their camp is just up the hill from where they like to ambush folks, because if they are taking stagecoaches for all their worth, then there's usually like big heavy boxes of money or gold in there, and they wouldn't want to carry that very far to their
And where
camp.
are they spending this money?
Well, they're not spending it just yet because they have to show up in town, and they haven't showed up here or in Del Norte. So I imagine at some point they are going to ride into town somewhere and try to spend it, or they're going to stash it somewhere and then go pick it up next year or something. But they probably have a big old stash with them. And as she says that, the bank teller says, "Oh yeah, if you return that, we'll give you a 10% finder's fee." And Graciela says, it's probably worth more if you just keep it. Don't tell them I said that."
So we'll look at the boys and go, what do you want to do?
I'm not a mathematician, but that seems like a good deal.
Yeah, sounds definitely like a good deal. I say to, what was your character's name again, James? Sorry, Charlie.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Chuck.
Charlie Hunter!
All right, Chuck.
Can you spot me a couple dollars?
For what?
Provisions.
Sure. $2.
I ask for another one.
What? You said a couple. You didn't say more than a couple.
I'll give him my last $1. And I got 30 cents left. So
So I like the idea you're counting out change, like making sure you. Yeah.
I had to count it 3 times.
You've now got your $3. Are you going to head to the general store?
I want to go buy some dynamite.
All right. So you wander in. The store owner he looks at you and says, "Oh well, hello, sir. What can I get for you?"
Yeah. I'm here with the other chap. I believe you met him earlier.
The man without any clothes? Yeah, I met him.
Yeah, you did a great job there with him. He's looking a lot better now.
Well, I think really wearing anything more than just long johns is looking good. So.
Oh yeah.
But I appreciate that. Are you here to buy some clothes yourself?
Not clothes. Would you happen to have any dynamite?
I do, but see, you got to be a government contractor or have a miner's license to buy dynamite. You just can't sell it to anybody around here.
Would it help if I spoke to the sheriff?
Oh, well, I mean, if you're part of the law, I can't say otherwise. But make either like a bluff or a persuasion roll to see if he loosens up a little bit.
Well, yeah, I'll try a persuasion.
Okay.
So that's a D20
plus your charm.
Yeah, it's going to go well.
I mean, he's pretty easily convinced. We'll see.
All right, so let me just double check. I think my charm, yeah, -1.
He says, "Well, I would feel better if I had an actual note from the sheriff saying you were going to use it for lawful purposes. And at books at the end of the month, they ask us to prove that kind of thing, and I don't want government, inspectors breathing down my neck about who I sold dynamite to."
Yeah, no, I fully understand that, and so I'm going to go speak to the sheriff now. Then.
So you turn and you walk out of the store. Are you actually going to go talk to the sheriff, or just
go talk to the sheriff?
Drop a note that says "dynamite for me, please"? So you walk down to the sheriff's office. You push into the door. He's sitting behind his big desk. He says, "Oh, howdy. Can I help you with something?"
Yeah. So, as you know, going to go deal with these bandits. I'm just in need of provisions, and the fine gentleman at the general store said that I'd need a license or at least a written note from yourself in order to buy some dynamite.
Well, he is. Yeah, that's what the note says. Dear general store guy, please hook Abraham up. Yeah, he goes, that man is a stickler for the rules. So, I mean, you promise you're not going to use it for any Any ne'er-do-welling? Any sort of wrong doing in my little
Just
town?
to deal with the brothers.
Okay, how about if any unused dynamite you return?
Agreed.
Is that a lie? Are you bluffing to him right now? No, you're agreeing to it. Okay. So he says, all right, and he pulls out a little note and writes,
Dear general store guy, please hook Abraham up.
yeah, in that's exactly what they would have said in the 1880s. Hook him up with some dynamite, and he signs it and hands it back to you. So you walk back over to the general store now that you've got your note. The general store owner,
And bullets. That's what you need to add to it. And bullets.
and dynamite, bullets, and free stuff, whatever you got. So you hand it to him, and he says, "Well, okay. How many sticks do you need?"
How much they cost?
Well,
Can I go in there as well? Because I do need to get. I've only got like 12 bullets or whatever.
Yeah,
9
absolutely.
bullets.
So you wander in.
9 bullets.
You head over to the general store, so you're both standing in there. He says, "Well, I mean, times are tough, so I'd say $2 a stick."
I'll take 3.
Oh, I thought we were going to have to negotiate or something, but all right, you're an easy sell. All right, and he puts 3 sticks of dynamite out.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
How about $1.50 per stick?
Well, I might be able to do discounts if you're going to buy more than just dynamite.
Well, I'm going to buy. I need to buy some bullets for my revolver here.
Okay.
Maybe a water skin of some, like 3 water skins for each of us. Because
So some rations.
and some trail rations. Yeah, we need everything.
Says, all right. Well, how about you pay full price for the dynamite, full price for the bullets, and I'll throw in 3 days of rations for you.
How much is that then?
It's about like $1 a day for rations, so he'll just give those to you for free. So you're getting $3 off the top.
How much would it be in total?
It would be like $7.20.
All right, I'm gonna turn to Abraham and go, give me my $3 back, and I'll pay for the rest.
I say your $3. Pretty sure you only gave me 2.
I think you could. Did I? Well then, whatever. Give me the $2 and I'll buy the rest.
Now, why would I do that? How much money does Charlie have again?
None of your business.
I just say I'm pretty sure you profited pretty well off that card game earlier.
Yeah.
Why'd you need these $2?
Because I lent them to you.
I don't remember saying you'd lend them.
All right.
My guys outside.
I'm gonna turn to the other.
Shoot each other with $2.
I'm gonna turn to the guy. Don't worry about the dynamite then. I'll just have my bullets, a water skin, and some trail rations.
And so he's been awkwardly like watching this conversation go back and forth, and he's like, "Well, it's kind of a deal together, you know.
I'll still pay for the dynamite."
Okay, all right. Well, as long as I'm not going to have some sort of showdown between friends here at my establishment. And so he puts the 3 things of dynamite, the box of 24 bullets, and the 3 days of rations out for you.
You're going to get a kick out of this, but you don't realize how close to Deadwood you've made this town.
Except for its 5 buildings.
Yeah, with the way these people are acting towards us and the way that they run their business, it's pretty funny.
See, now I gotta go watch Deadwood.
Yeah.
So, how much was the dynamite, and how much was? Because it was going to be $7.
Yeah, it was going to be $7.20. So you pay $1.20, and Abraham, you pay $6.
Yep.
$1.20. Oh, hang on.
I'm also just going to trust that you guys are doing the math correctly on your own end, and you're not lying to me about how much money you have.
I have $62 left.
62 whole dollars, my gosh.
Yeah, I'm saying fuck this town. I'm riding out.
Taking my month's pay and heading home.
Right, here we go. I'm down to $6.80 from $10.
So you all you walk out of the store.
Yeah, how many bullets did I get, by the way, in a box?
You get 24 bullets in a box.
24, son.
Yeah, you guys are standing out in front of Pagosa General in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. You've already had a few shenanigans. I imagine you'll have a few more in the coming moments. So, yeah, you're all loaded up. What would you like to do?
So, what do you guys think is a good plan? Think we should just ride up there and kind of sneak and see what we can see based off of Miss Gracie's map, or ride out in the stagecoach full regalia and try to provoke an attack?
I think it'd be best to get them when they can't see us coming.
I agree.
Maybe go back to their own den and, take care of them there.
Yeah, thieves' den.
Yeah, you could make actually if you want to make a lore roll right now about where they might be hiding in the mountains based on the information you already know. It would, you'd have to roll pretty high, but it could reveal some things.
Boom. J-Wall.
I can try Laurel, yeah.
Yeah, give it a shot. This is your time to shine.
So it's plus
+5, I believe, because you get +3 for your brains, and then you've got +2 for lore.
Look at the brains on Brad.
That is refreshing. Yeah, that's a good enough roll, I'd say.
Damn.
You've taken a look at a map or two of the region. You know there's quite a few abandoned mines up in the hills. And if you're not mistaken, there is a mine just off the trail up around where SD said, or where Graciela said she got ambushed. And so kind of, just putting 2 and 2 together, thinking, if I were going to hide out, I'd hide out in a mine. It gives you some good protection from the elements and anybody sneaking about. And it's nice and close to the trail. You can hide stuff in there. So that's your thinking right now. You also know that there's kind of an easier, if you're looking to get directly to the mine, there's a trail that leads off into the mountains that way, but they might have that covered. You could also just go overland and, as the crow flies off trail to get there.
What's the terrain like?
It is pretty mountainous, kind of like, how to describe it, like kind of shale almost along the trail. And then it gets into some kind of pine tree forests up in the mountains, and then the tops of the mountains are still capped with snow because it does get pretty steep and cold up there. But where you'll be going, there's no snow, but it is forested, rocky, and it goes pretty quickly from forest to barren. Like as you hit the tree line, then it just goes into barren rocks. But you don't think they're up there. They're probably hiding somewhere in the forest.
Yeah, it's not too dense, but it's
it's certainly not like any super thick forest
it's
either.
Forest growing on the sides of mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
so you'll be able to find your way through. It might be slightly slow going, but it might be worth it for not being on that open trail. I'm actually going to say with that lore check, that the trail that goes from here to Del Norte, that where Graciela got ambushed, was originally cut for a rail line. So it's big and wide and a low grade. It's a pretty easy slope, but it does mean that it leaves you out in the open if you're riding through.
Yeah. Well, I say we go off trail and stick to the high ground wherever possible.
Okay.
Yeah, I nod in agreement.
Yeah. All right, let's go to this mine.
All right, so you guys all you mount up. If we were playing again with advanced rules, there's like advanced travel rules about the speed at which you can travel. Because we're just doing basic rules, It's just going to take you about a half day to get up there. It's about midday now, which means you'd be arriving in the middle of the night. Is that okay with you? Do you want to like plan it so you camp part way up and then you can hit them in the morning? What are you thinking for that timing?
Don't we want to get them while they're sleeping?
Yeah, but I really don't want to go stumbling around in a mine in the middle of the night. So maybe ride up, camp, and scope it out in the morning. You know?
Yeah, because you could always wait another day theoretically.
Yeah, or we can catch them we could ambush them if they're going to ambush someone else.
There you go.
That works too. And then we're not stumbling around in the dark on the side of a mountain.
So basically just getting up there, finding a good spot to camp for this night, and then really getting at them the next morning.
Yeah, before the sun comes up, we'll get up and go. Why am I in character? Before the sun comes up, we'll get up and go and scope it out.
Cool. So you mount. Go ahead.
Yeah, we mount up, and I kind of like the Outriders. Is that a decent name?
For what?
For us.
Sure.
Because we're riding out.
So you are now officially, unofficially known as the Outriders. Suddenly, you feel like with the power of your allies near you and this new name, you're slightly harder to hit. You all get +1 to target for having this posse name.
Still fucking easy to hit though. But all right.
So you all feel a bit better as you start to ride into the mountains. If you are going off trail, I need someone to make a survival or a lore roll to kind of navigate your way through the wilderness.
That's J-Wall.
Who's got survival?
J-Wall's got lore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll do lore again.
I can't survive shit.
That's why you came in your long johns.
Exactly.
Same roll. I like your full character name, but another 18. So yeah, you know exactly where you're going. You're kind of just pointing the way through the forest. You're picking your way through. Can I get an awareness roll from the two people who are not navigating? Because I'm assuming, Abraham, you're leading the party. You're kind of keeping an eye on where you guys are going. The other two, you guys can let keep an eye on the hills.
I don't have a clue what's going on.
Yeah, Sam, you get is that you've got +0 to instincts? Yeah, so that's just a 3.
Yep.
Charles, awareness.
Chuck.
Chuck.
Yeah, I've got awareness. Sorry, I'm just doing things in the background at the same time.
Oh, I appreciate you running all the technical stuff.
Shit. Yeah, I got awareness. So what's it based off of? Instincts, is it?
Instincts, yeah.
Right, so that's going to be +4, yeah?
You have...
My instincts is 2.
And you have the awareness talent. Yeah, so +4, absolutely.
Watch me roll crap.
You guys it's really, you're nervous about the mountains. It's a little bit colder than you were expecting. Your horses are a bit nervous. The donkey's being a little weird.
We've never ridden here before.
Yeah, so it's really, you're trying to keep an eye out, but maybe you're like overly jumpy. You're thinking everything is a person and it's just another, young sapling that's sticking out of the woods at a funny angle, and you're kind of stopping and getting nervous all the time. But you keep riding. You don't see a whole lot. You ride for a couple of hours as the sun starts to go down a bit over the mountains. It is getting a bit colder with every minute as the sun is fading, and you're keeping an eye on the main stagecoach trail. I'm assuming you're kind of they're near that, ish where the mine should be. So you're just keeping where that should be. Mm-hmm. And after, I'm going to say 3 or 4 hours. I'm going to say 4 hours. It's around about like 5 o'clock. You swear you see a figure 300, 400 yards away, kind of behind a rock, just for a moment, and then it disappears. And in the fading light, you're not quite sure if that was actually someone or if it was an animal or something. Just keeping you on your toes a little bit, though, as you ride deeper. And it starts to get dark. Do you want to camp now, even though you haven't found their mine, or do you want to get to within sight of that and then set up camp?
Probably get closer to the mine and then set up camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you keep riding, picking your way through the forest with Abraham up front, leading the pack. And after another hour and a half, you start to smell like cooked meat on the air. And to all of you, after a solid 5.5 hours of riding, this is nice. You could go for some dinner right now. And you see the gentle glow of this campfire through the woods. And so you all, I'm going to assume, dismount. You don't want to ride your horses too close. Could I get an evasion roll from anybody who wants to sneak closer?
Yep.
I'm just gonna hang back. All right. I'm not gonna go.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go bowling in.
You know your limits. That's a good thing.
I got a 14.
14, yeah. So you're sneaking closer. You're maybe stepping on a twig or two, but to stay low. Abraham, are you hanging back?
I'll go in as well. So it's just plus my shooting because I don't have evasion. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's plus that 3.
Got an 8.
So you're maybe making a little bit more noise. You haven't tied down your ammo belts or anything, so they're kind of jingling and jangling as you're getting deeper into the forest. And you both come up to see 2 people standing around a campfire. One of them you immediately identify as Eugene. He's this huge guy, big beard, and he's breaking off branches just in his hands. He's just snapping them and throwing them into the fire to kind of create this little bonfire. And there's someone standing there with him that Abraham you seem to recognize. He looks a little familiar. But Sam, you don't recognize this guy as one of the people who jumped you. But Abraham, you're like, that guy, he just resembles somebody from my history. But you're both crouched down in the bushes. They're not really seeing you, and you've got a good sight on where they are. It looks like they've got a little campfire set up just outside the entrance to the mine. And then you can see a couple of makeshift stools in the form of logs around the campfire, some meat roasting on a rack above it, a big trunk sitting about 5 feet away from the campfire, a couple of rifles leaned up against the entrance to the mine, and then you can't quite see in the mine, but you suspect probably their bed rolls and stuff like that are in there. That's kind of your reconnaissance right now.
How many rifles can I count?
You count 3 rifles.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're sitting there, and the very faint firelight is reaching you. These folks are just standing around the fire chit-chatting. You can't quite pick up what they're saying over the sound of them, throwing logs in and stuff. But they seem to be just casually talking. I don't know if you wanted to approach them now or return and wait for morning.
No, I'm going to return and wait for morning.
So you return to camp, or to your horses, I should say, and I assume inform Charlie of what's going on.
Yeah. Chuck.
Yeah.
Listen up. There's going to be at least 4. Yeah. This is somebody we don't recognize. He's not on one of the wanted posters. At least I don't recognize him.
Who recognizes him then?
I don't know, man. It's somebody other than who's on those wanted posters.
Someone
So
from
it's
the town.
there's at least 4.
Oh, who recognised him?
No one I don't know if he recognized him or not. That's like out of character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
out of character. Abraham seemed to recognize him, but yeah, Abraham is keeping tight lips for now, though.
That's fine. So there's gonna be at least 4.
Is your motivation to screw over the party? Is that your motivation?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
No, just you.
Okay.
Just
Specifically.
he
I'm gonna
texted me.
I'll find a
Message,
replacement
that's
for J-Wall for next week. Don't worry.
I'm in on it too because he sent me a message. I'm in on it. That's why I bought shotgun shells for the bartender.
I quickly just passed that dollar back to you that you gave me.
Wouldn't want to rob a dead man. He pass it back to him. So yeah, you guys you're sitting at your horses. They're kind of, they're breathing heavy in the night. They've been walking all day, and the air is thin up here.
I'm gonna take this saddle off and.
Why don't we go get them now?
Why do you want to get him now?
Well, the longer we wait here, the longer we wait here, the more chance they have of spotting us.
All right, we can get him now. Either one of you done any killing?
I made a
Here and
killing. I made a killing in a poker game once.
Hurt someone's feelings, did you?
I shake my head.
All right, listen up. When the shooting starts, it's not the first shot that counts, it's the first hit. So take your time, hit your targets. There's at least 4 of them that we know of. I'm not going to do anything stupid. We're just going to keep shooting at range until we think all of them are down. If you have a question about if one of them's down or not, just plug them again.
Okay.
And remember, we want to take the youngest one alive.
Okay.
All right.
So do you
But
want
I'll shoot that son of a bitch in the face if he pulls on me. So might be out $50, but
It's better than being out of a life.
yeah.
So you're there. Do you want to approach as you approached before? Do you want to try to circle around? What are you thinking?
So yeah, I'll posit this. You guys can approach the same way we did and sneak in that way. And then I will come in from like the left at a different angle and I'll sneak in. So either they're going to, out of character, either they're going to hear you or they're going to hear me. Probably, I don't know, whatever works. If they hear me, I become the distraction. You guys can shoot. If they hear you, you guys are the distraction, and they're not gonna see. They're probably not gonna see both of us.
All right.
And we'll catch them in an angle, in a crossfire.
All right. All right. This is where it's going to go horribly wrong with my sneak roll.
It's all right.
Because I don't got any skill in it. So what is it rolling, by the way?
So you make a d20 roll, and then you add your shooting and your evasion talent if you have it.
All right. Thank God it's not minus. Thank God it's not adding grit.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
about being light on your feet, not about being too tough.
I got a 10.
That's
Okay.
not bad.
So Charlie and Abraham, you're sneaking up on the main path. Ooh, excuse me. 13, right, from Sam?
13. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
And
going
then,
to let Charlie go ahead, like me with him. And when he's sneaking a bit ahead, I'm just going to go to the side a bit.
Okay, so maybe you're not right next to him.
Yeah.
Okay. And then can I get an evasion roll from you as well?
That's
Okay.
actually good that you did that.
Yeah, so you spread out a bit. As you approach, I'm gonna make a roll for them doing some awareness. Oh, they seem pretty invested in this little fireside chat they're having. You guys get up to the edge of, they've got this little clearing that it looks like it was a staging area for the mine itself. So you all approach from your different angles. And it's probably about 20 feet from the edge of the clearing to the campfire. Then there's the 2 of them standing around the campfire, and then their supplies kind of nearer to the entrance of the mine. And you're crouched down in the darkness. I'm gonna say you guys kind of spot each other through the, you can see each other on the far side of the clearing. But they haven't noticed you. They're drinking and they're just tossing logs in the fire. They're talking about some stagecoach that seemed to have gotten away.
It's just 2 guys, right?
Yeah, these 2 guys right here.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to take a bead on Eugene,
Okay, big guy.
and I'm going to attempt to turn his head into a canoe.
Can you aim?
You can't. In the advanced rules, I would probably I'm actually not sure if I've got that in this one. So I'm going to say no. It's not going to do too. Actually,
Awesome.
I'm big into role play. So if you say you are taking a moment, I'll let you take an additional +2 to your attack roll. If you're taking a moment to kind of like steady your breathing, really line up this shot.
Well, I'm actually steadying my hand because I've
Yeah,
probably never fired a
you're
weapon
like-
in my life.
You're shaking. And now, Abraham, are you using dynamite right now? Are you like getting ready to light a fuse?
Not yet.
Okay.
I want to lasso the other one.
Okay, you're gonna lasso the other guy. All right, that's also like a d20 roll to make it. So this is a good chance to actually explain like how combat is going to work, just real quick.
Yeah.
It is turn-based, right? And you're going to roll to. I'm going to let you make your attack rolls because that's kind of like a surprise, and then you're going to roll to draw to get into combat, and that's just your turn order. It's basically like initiative. And every turn you take one full action, and that can be 2 half actions or one full action. Firing your gun once is a half action. Stabbing someone is a half action. Lassoing is a half action. So you could fire twice as a full action. You could stab twice as a full action. Your movement is also baked into this. So if you'd like to move, you can move up to 10 feet as a half action or 20 feet as a full action. And then if we were getting into the advanced rules, depending on the action type of your gun, it's a little confusing because of the word choice, but if your gun is like a double action revolver versus a single action revolver, you'd actually get to fire more often because it's easier to work through rounds of that gun. But for now, basic rules, you guys get to make 2 attacks a turn if you'd like. And just ask me tell me what you'd like to do, and I'll tell you what kind of action that falls under. And I'm also big into like, if you'd like to do something that doesn't cleanly fall into a category of moves, I'll just we'll role play through what type of action that would be.
Can I make sure I'm in some cover?
Yeah, do you want to? You can hunker down a little bit into some bushes and give yourself a little more of a chance of not getting hit if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of wedge down into this shrubbery, I imagine, and you're all taking your aim. Do you want to fire?
Yeah, I'm kneeling in the rocks, and I'm going to take a shot.
Okay, so you're all.
If it misses, I'm going to take a second shot.
Okay, with a quick follow-up.
Yeah.
So you're all getting ready, and then you hear a twig snap, and you all kind of lower your guns just a moment, and you see a third gentleman walk in. He goes, "Oh, hey guys, I'm just checking the trail. Doesn't look like there's much back there, so I'm bedding down for the night." And this guy looks younger. He looks probably like Garrett, you'd say, if you had to, pick one of them to be. So he's just walked into the camp from the woods, and he starts to grab some of his supplies. He opens up the trunk, and you see it's just full of like bedding and clothes. It doesn't have any weapons or anything in that. He takes out a roll. Do you want to move now, like while he's out in the open, or do you want to wait for him to continue past?
I'm gonna open fire now.
Okay.
There's no way for me to talk to them.
You could certainly try to stage whisper if you want, but
No, I'm gonna shoot and then I'll start shouting.
Okay, sounds good. So anybody who wants to attack right now, make your attack roll.
All right.
And tell me who you're attacking.
Oh, that's perfect.
That is what an auspicious start.
That's a 20 plus.
Nathan, if you go to the dice roller and open up, you can do all the ads in the advanced roll thing.
Yeah, I know, but I just have the dice set up as a macro.
Okay.
So since we all know what it are, I could just.
I'm not sure if a natural 20 will hit. I think you got to roll a little bit higher.
Yeah, I know, right? So add my skill plus the aiming bonus is a 28.
Yeah, I think you're fine. You're gonna definitely hit him. And then if you land a lucky shot like this, that's what we call it. You get to either roll the damage twice or roll it once and multiply it by 2. It's up to you.
Okay.
What we'd like to do.
We'll roll once, multiply by 2.
All right.
I hope this works out okay. Yeah, it doesn't.
4. So you definitely hit him. You were aiming, but yeah, you maybe catch him in the shoulder. So this first shot rings out. Charlie, are you taking a shot as well?
Yeah.
All right. And are you aiming at
Oh.
the big guy Eugene, or are you aiming
Yeah,
at?
I'm shooting at the big guy.
All right.
Bigger target.
Oh, actually,
I could take a second shot too.
well, and I should say, this is written into the adventure. If you critical hit Eugene, this man likes to carry bundles of dynamite strapped around his chest.
Yes, he does.
So he's just going to detonate. So, Charlie, I might suggest aiming for someone else.
No, I've said I'm shooting at the big guy.
Okay. So you're going to take a shot, and then are you, Abraham, you're lassoing?
Yep.
You're lassoing the other guy. So can I get a lasso roll from you?
Yeah.
You guys are rolling nice and high tonight. Yeah. You take your lasso, you basically get it around him, start to tug him away as this shot rings out, hits through under the coat of Mr. Eugene Glanton.
In all fairness, I was aiming for his heart.
Yeah, and he's got 2 sticks of dynamite right over his heart. So he just turns into pink mist immediately, just detonates. All of you get kind of blasted back by the sound and the shockwave. The fire goes out, I'm going to say, because it just kicks it out. And that other guy that you're lassoing is going to take some damage. He's going to take 1d10 of damage because he's standing next to a man who's just exploded. He takes 10 damage from dynamite. So you're pulling back to this like mangled guy, and you're all in combat. So I need everybody to draw.
How do we
Alright.
draw?
It's just D20 plus your draw.
Yeah.
Score.
And if you guys weren't prepared for this combat, or if we were playing advanced rules, there are rules about holstering and pulling out new weapons and stuff like that. So
I got a 10.
Cool. 16, 10. I'm gonna roll for the daddies.
I got a 20.
16.
All right, so it's gonna be Sam, then Abraham, then Chuck, and then the baddies.
Oh, why'd I waste that 20?
You wasted it. Oh. It's in the chamber and everything. I mean, you are going first, but I'm gonna say you gotta roll something.
No, I'll roll it again because I don't know if I want to shoot because he lassoed one guy and I don't want to kill Garrett.
Yeah, and so Garrett also, he gets blasted kind of off his feet and hits the ground hard right at the entrance of the cave. All of his bedding kind of goes flying in the air, and he starts to stand up and dust himself off. But yeah, what would you like to do?
How far away is Garrett from me?
About 15 feet.
Okay, and is he by the entrance of the mine?
Yeah, he's standing just outside of it. Like he was walking right towards it, and he gets blasted closer to it. So
could I run up? Could I close the distance and butt stroke him?
yeah, and just try to basically knock him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm
So
trying.
you just come charging out of the bushes, tunk, and you hit him on the back of the head. Make a vigor roll to brawl with him.
No problem. I have vigor, so it's going to be 1d20 plus 4.
Okay.
10.
11.
Excuse me, 11.
11. So you swing at him, and he's kind of already rolling, and he rolled over to see what happened to Eugene and why Eugene just detonated. But he sees you coming, and he kind of puts up his hands and catches the butt of your gun, and you can just rip it out of his hand. So at the end of your turn, you're basically just standing over him with your rifle.
All right.
And it is now Abraham's turn. What are you going to do?
So yeah, I was lassoing this guy then.
Yeah, and so because you successfully lassoed him, he's got his arms tied up and he's fallen over onto the ground. So you can just drag him toward you if you want, or you can walk up to him, tie him up. I don't know. What would you like to do?
I want to tie him up.
I'll tie the son of a big gun.
Yep.
So you pull him over to you into the bushes and you roll him over and start to hog tie him. That's going to take your whole action, just that whole thing of getting him over. He's screaming the whole time this happens. He's like yelling for help. Do you want to, shut him up in any way?
I pull my pistol. I'm like, shut your mouth.
All of your ears are ringing, so it's like you're not quite sure if it's his yelling.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, definitely tinnitus after this. And so yeah, he kind of quiets down. You can see him bloody and sweating already.
Who detonated the dynamite?
Sam, when he shot Eugene. Eugene was wearing some dynamite.
Sorry about that.
Went very loud very quickly.
Who am I shooting? Who's still standing?
Well, you can't
fucking
see
nobody.
Yeah, you can't see anybody right now, but there's more people around. There should theoretically be a couple more people in the mine who are definitely awake at this point.
All right, can I just sort of turn my gun attention to the mine then?
Sure, yeah, and just in case anybody walks out, do you just want to shoot them on sight?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're training your gun on the entrance to the mine. It's the bad guy's turn. The guy in your lasso is going to try to vigor his way out of your lasso. So that's just a contested vigor roll. He gets a +1. So he got a 7 to try to get out of your lasso.
So that is plus my shooting, or
it's plus your grit.
plus my grit. Sorry, yep.
Pistol whip.
So -1.
Yeah, so it's a Clash of the Titans with a 7 and an 8 rolled, as you guys are just like wrestling over the rope. But yeah, that's his whole turn. Garrett on the ground is going to he's going to try to tackle you as you're standing over him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to go for your legs and try to bring you down to his level. So that would also be a contested vigor roll.
All right.
And he gets a 12.
Cow. I got an 11.
So he does grab your legs and bring you to the ground.
Actually, wait. Let's use a luck point.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Let's use a luck point and roll again.
Burning a luck.
I got a 12 as well.
Okay, so yeah, you're just going to stay on your feet.
Yeah.
How does luck recover, by the way?
You recover 1 luck per rest. So I think all of you have more than 1 luck. So if you were to burn like 2 or 3, it would take that many days to get it all back. Yeah. But you get 1 back a night, basically. So you kind of just kick his hands off away from you, and so he's going to draw out a knife from his belt, and then he's going to try to slash you in the legs with it, making a blade attack.
My target is 18.
He got a 19, yeah. So he does slash you with that. It's not a very big knife. In fact, it's a knife that I didn't prepare for. 1d4. He gets +1 to that, so he does 4 damage to you as he slashes you in the leg. And then you hear this voice from the mine say, "All right, whoever's out there, you just put your guns down and we can come to some sort of agreement. You don't got to blow up everybody now." And I'm going to say you see, Sam, you see the face of a man with a well-kept mustache, and he's got some well-kept hair. He's peeking out from around a corner down in the mine, and he's got kind of one hand up. And this is very clearly Killian Glenn.
Is he the one that we want dead?
He is a kill target.
I'm going to try and just shoot. I'm trying to shoot him. Okay,
he's pretty hard to see from where you are, so you'd have to leave your cover to go shoot him. Would you still want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you run out into the middle of the opening and take a shot. Make an attack roll.
Do I get +2 still, or is that gone now?
No, yeah, you're not prepared for this.
Got 11.
You fire, and you just barely miss him. This shot clangs off the side of the mine. He kind of ducks away as this rock shatters over the mine. And he says, "I'm telling you, we could just talk it through. We don't got to shoot anybody else." And it's down to Sam's turn. What are you doing?
I'm going to put 2 rounds into...
All right, into Garrett right in front of you?
Into Garrett, yeah.
This man that said, "bring in alive." You're like, well...
Yeah, bring a knife to a gunfight. Fuck you. You're gonna get shot in the face.
Make your attack rolls.
All right, that is a 18 and 15.
Yeah, both of those will hit the man lying on the ground in front of you.
9 points damage total.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. So you shoot Garrett for 9. You just put 2 rounds into his chest, basically. He hits the ground, and you can see his shirt filling up with blood. But he's still breathing. He's still alive.
Yep.
And it's Abraham's turn. You've still got this man in your lasso. He's tied up at this point, though. So he can still try to break free. but you could also leave him and go and deal with some other folks if you'd like. What would you like to do?
Can I knock him out?
Yeah, you could, and I'll let you. So this is actually another thing in the advanced rules. There's something called execute, where if there's an NPC who can't fight back against you, you can just execute them. There's no rolling for it. You're basically just walking up and shooting them. It also applies. It also applies for knocking them out. So if you just like to pistol whip him in the head and let him wake up in a little while, yeah. So that's a half action as you just clonk him over the head, and he's screaming a little bit, and then just falls asleep. He's gonna not falls asleep. That makes it sound too nice. He's out cold.
She said, "No. He's just asleep, sweetie."
Yeah, he's fine. It's fine. He'll be fine.
He's resting.
He's resting. Yeah, and you've got another half action. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I want to go and. So I probably look around. And I see like he's got this like. Is he a kid? He's like
this kid that you tied up.
No, the one he's just put 2 rounds in.
Oh yeah, he's young. He's maybe 18 at tops.
Okay, so I see he's like got this kid, but we probably didn't want to kill. But I'm just like, guess it happens, and I just I want to head to a mine, like try and do Killian.
So you're gonna walk past, or you're gonna fire down towards Killian?
Yeah, I want to walk like move up closer and fire down to.
Okay, so you take a couple steps into the opening and fire into the mine again, make an attack roll.
Yeah.
Acceptable losses, I guess, is a Garrett Glanton type.
It's only worth 50.
Yeah.
Add attempted murder to his rap sheet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet dude.
You catch Killian. He's kind of poking out a little bit, looking down the mine, trying to see if he can see you, and you just catch him right in the side. Make your damage roll.
Yep. So that was a 1d6.
Yeah.
That wasn't plus anything, was it?
No, the firearms don't have plus anything, and in the advanced rules they have actually a damage minimum, so you can't roll 1 with a firearm because getting shot is getting shot to a certain extent. But because we're playing, for the basics, this is it. So you just graze him basically on the shoulder as you catch him on the side, and he lets out a little yelp and heads back. And you also see the movement of at least one other person back there. So you think there's got to be at least one more person down there. It's Chuck's turn. What are you going to do? You're standing kind of at the entrance to this mine. Do you want to head in or try to parlay with them?
Yeah, I'm going to be like, we've got you surrounded, boys. Come out with your hands up, or else there'll be trouble.
More trouble than there's already been. Yeah, make. Are you trying to persuade them, or are you trying to intimidate them? Okay.
Probably either persuade or bluff.
I think those weren't threats; those were promises. So I would say this is a persuasion.
Yeah, there's not much bluffing. There's 3 down already.
Yeah.
We've proven that we follow through.
I've got 10. Why am I rolling crap?
It's okay.
Everybody else is taking your luck. Yeah. So you shout that down into the mine. Maybe
I'm going to burn luck.
There you go.
Burn my last luck. Oh wow.
Marginally better. You rephrase it slightly and then still shout down into the mine. You think maybe he just can't hear you because of the explosions that have gone off. But in response, that's actually kind of only a half action to shout down into the mine. Would you like to do something else?
Shout again.
Yeah, I'm going to shout again.
All
Thanks,
right.
J-Roll.
So do you want to say anything differently this time?
Put your guns down and so I'll be like, put your guns down, come out with your hands up, and there'll be no harm done to you.
So you hear some whispering from down in the mine. For a moment, it's their turn now, and a stick of dynamite comes sailing out of the darkness around the corner and lands at your feet, but it is unlit. It lands right next to Garrett, actually, and a voice calls from down the mines, "The next one's gonna be lit. You better run. We got plenty of supplies in here, and we can outlast you folks any day."
I yell, "Thanks, asshole. We'll throw this lit stick in and collapse the mine on you, you dumbass."
And then you hear like angry whispering between them. They're like, "I told you we shouldn't have done that. Oh, that was stupid." Okay, all right. And then in a moment, a little bar of gold gets thrown and hits the gravel right next to Garrett. And Garrett is like still panicking next to you. Actually, he's going to take a turn in a moment and try to escape. But this gold hits the ground next to you, and Killian calls out. He says, all right, how about instead of dynamite, I'll pay you whatever they're planning on paying you just to let us live. I don't care about these other boys. You let Garrett live, you let me live, and that'll be that.
Was somebody going to shout back? You want me to shout back? I'll shout back.
Well, no,
anybody.
no. I'll be like, I'm gonna look at everyone and go, and I'm gonna be like, do we want to take the money? Do we want to take some more money?
I go. I have my gun, and I'm I'm kind of like standing on Garrett.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, tell them to take their guns out. Come on out anyway.
Yeah. Put your guns down and come out anyway.
And you hear Killian again. He goes, all right, how you doing, Garrett? And Garrett's like, oh, I've been better, brother. It's like, okay, all right, we'll come out, no guns. And so you see a holster with a revolver in it just kind of hit the dirt partway through the mine. And Killian steps out, and he's well dressed. He's wearing what looks like a nice suit. He's got his hands in the air, and he says, now, in my pockets, I've got plenty gold to go around. I could pay each one of you $300. Who?
Where's your friend? He better come out as well.
I am unaware of anybody else in this here mine.
I'm going to shoot him in the face.
Yep.
All right, make an attack roll.
Do I get any bonuses for being closer at all, or is it just still I've got no chance of hitting him?
I mean, he's, still like 20 feet away in a dark mine, so I'm going to say no bonuses. And Sam, you could actually take a shot because it's technically your turn.
4. All right.
You fire into the mine, and it kind of clangs off. Killian startles for a moment, but Sam, I'm assuming you're firing at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll shoot.
Yeah.
I got a 19 and a 10.
The 19 will certainly hit. So make your damage roll.
2.
2 damage.
Oh, we can roll twice. Hang on. Shit.
Well, yeah, it was just not your turn. That's why you get to take a second attack. So Sam, you fire once, fire again. You hit him in the chest, and he goes, son of a... I told you that we were willing to parlay. And he hides behind the wall again. It's Abraham's turn. You've been standing here watching this all go down. What would you like to do?
I want to go over it, and I just want to knock Garrett out as well.
Okay, so he's kind of still struggling under Sam's foot, and you just walk over and punk, hit him in the head. He goes still for a moment. Yeah, that's a half action. Do you want to do anything else?
I want to go I go up next to the mine wall, so the doorway, I guess, the entrance.
Okay, just to find a little bit of cover.
Yeah.
Can I get an awareness roll from everybody?
Oh, crit.
All right. You hear a single butterfly flap its wings in Washington. Like, oh.
It's spring.
Yeah, so everybody's doing fine. You all hear a pretty heavy footstep in the brush behind you. Heavy, like the sound of either a horse hoof or some big creature, not like a human foot stepping. What would you like to do?
I'm going to look behind us.
So you
I'll
turn
keep
around.
the rifle focused down the mine. You guys turn around and see what's.
You see this massive mama black bear step into the clearing, and she's just sniffing the ground. She's got no, she's not angry or anything like that. She's just sniffing the ground. She starts sniffing over by the knocked out man who's hog-tied. Yeah, nice strung up piece of meat for her. She starts kind of tugging at him a little bit, and then walks over to the campfire and smells at the burnt meat. And all three of you are standing there as this bear is walking into camp. Do you want to do anything or just stand still? What's your plan?
Just gonna stand still.
Just gonna stand there.
Okay. So she walks up. She starts to
I'm gonna
sniff
pick
you
up the
off.
dynamite. Whose feet did it land at?
I mean, it's right at the entrance of the mine, so it's not too far away from you if you'd like to pick it up.
I'm gonna pick up
Fucking
the
throw
dynamite.
dynamite at a bear. That is awesome.
Do you wanna pick up the stick of dynamite?
Yes, please.
Fuck you, bear. I'm on team people.
So you pick up the dynamite slowly. It's sniffing and it kind of looks at you. It gets a little bit closer. It starts to sniff around Garrett's feet, and so it's like within arm's reach of you at this point as it's gotten closer, and you're seeing just the size of this animal. And you hear Killian call from down in the mine. He says, "You all got awfully quiet all of a sudden. You worried about something?" And you see him peek out for a moment. They go, "Oh shit!" And he hides into the mine. What do you want to do with the stick of dynamite?
What dog is it?
How dark is it?
If you throw the dynamite, it might scare the shit out of the bear. If you throw it like not at it, because it's gonna land next to me. But if you throw it in the fire, oh no, it put the fire out.
Yeah, that explosion put the fire out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be really cool, you could toss a stick of dynamite and shoot it with someone could just quick draw the dynamite.
It's not a dog. So it wouldn't chase it, wouldn't it? It wouldn't go fetch it if I threw it down the fucking tunnel.
You could always try. It seems very interesting in these bodies.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna throw it down the. I'm gonna throw this stick of dynamite down the tunnel and run back,
So you just throw the stick of dynamite. It clanks down the tunnel, and the bear kind of looks at it. And as you start to step away, it's just gonna like reach out and try to claw you, and really just in a sense to try to stop you from moving, because it knows it's just bigger than you. So it's gonna make an attack roll on you to try to just like claw you as you've started to move away from it. It only rolls a 12. What's your target?
11.
His target is mealtime.
That's right. So it's gonna claw you, and you need to make a vigor roll to stay on your feet or like fall under the paw of this bear, and it does 6 damage to you as it kind of rakes your back as you tried to run away from it.
6 damage, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, that's nearly half my death. And what's the figure on?
Vigor's under grit.
Alright.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's a minus. It's not like you're gonna out wrestle a bear in the first place.
13. You managed to slip away from it just barely. It doesn't collapse you under its
I
foot.
know what you did there, barely.
Yeah, look at that.
Barely did it.
Barely did it. And I'm just gonna add it into the combat round because now it's angry that its food tried to run from it. And we're back at the top with Sam, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna say, Sam, what are you doing?
2 rounds into the bear.
Okay. All right. Take a couple shots.
16 and
13.
13, yeah.
Yeah, those will both hit. It's a bear. It's not hard to hit.
8 points total.
8 points total. It lets out this roar as you just put 2 rounds into its side from about 10 feet away. The bangs from the guns also would normally scare it away, but it's kind of in the middle of this combat now as it's taken 8 damage. We're down to Abraham. What are you going to do? This bear is angry and very close to you.
But it doesn't seem to care about me at the moment. That's the thing.
That's true. It really only cares about food.
Do I shoot it? Like, it might go for me then. That's the issue.
You're standing right next to me, right?
Yeah.
I'm next to mine, aren't I?
No, you're next to me.
Yeah.
You just got done knocking Garrett out, I thought.
Yeah, and he's right at the entrance to the mine. So you're kind of next to the mine, and you're between the mine and Garrett and Sam.
Which way is the bear facing in relation to
away-ish from you? Yeah, it's not 180 degrees to you, but it is away from you.
What? It's probably not a good idea to lasso a bear.
I mean, if you do really well.
That's cowboy as fuck, but
yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
No, okay, I will. I'll shoot it twice.
Okay.
So, let's wait. So, just see. Have I done one shot so far or two? I think just one, haven't I?
I'm gonna say just one.
You won, yeah.
I think I just did the one into mine.
Yeah, I've fired
Okay.
6 so far.
Yeah, I'm also assuming you are kind of keeping track of ammo
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
end.
Just so I
You
can-
bought plenty of ammo, so I'm not too concerned about it. But
Yeah.
So,
Do you have to
that's-
keep tracks of how much ammo is in the gun?
no, that's an advanced rule
Okay.
to do reloads and stuff like that.
No, no.
So the 9 will miss, but the 13 will hit as
Mhm.
you fire and hit. D6 for that damage.
Cool.
4. So you hit the spare for 4. It's now getting angry. It was just curious before. And Chuck, it's your turn. This bear is kind of
I'm
very.
shooting it. I'm shooting it. I'm shooting it.
So you
I'm going to shoot it
turn and
twice.
just fire 2 rounds into the bear. Go for it.
18
Yep.
and 11.
The 11 will hit because it is just a bear. So yeah, both of those hit.
3
3,
and
6,
9
9.
damage.
So as this bear is rearing up at you, you put 2 rounds into it, and it sits back a little bit and stumbles, and you see behind you, kind of between Garrett and or actually between you and the bear and you and the bear and Sam. Sorry, I was totally blanking on his name. You see Killian and this unknown figure start to try to sneak out of the mine on their turn. They're going to try to just break while you guys are focused on the bear. They're running past Sam and Abraham. So if both of you just want to take like a swing with your guns to try to like knock them down, you can totally do that.
Yeah.
Who?
Sam and Abraham.
Yeah.
You can just make a vigor like brawl roll to hit them with your guns as they run by.
Oh, okay, because it's kind of like a free attack. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're leaving themselves open.
That's a 15.
That'll hit for sure. And every just melee attack does 2 plus your grit,
Yeah.
and that 15 will also hit. So
It's 4 damage.
-4 and -1
As you just swing the barrel at him and hit him.
Yep.
for Abraham. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so you just swing it at him, it hits him as he's running by, he kind of pushes through, and now they're separating and running kind of off into the forest. They're just at the edge of the clearing, and it's back around to Sam. You've got this bear on your right, you've got Killian and his friend are booking it out into the forest. What would you like to do?
I'll put 2 rounds into Killian.
Okay.
You're gonna Killian.
I'm going to kill Killian, yeah. So 15
That'll hit.
and 12.
The 12 just barely misses. You kind of catch his jacket as he's running.
3 points of damage.
3 damage. Yeah, you catch him in the side. He's going to keep powering through, running into the forest. Abraham, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna put 2 into Killian as well.
Okay.
So first one, 9.
That's going to miss.
Second one, 19.
19. You could use your luck to re-roll that first one if you want. I know you've got quite a bit of luck.
Yeah, do a free luck. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll reroll the first one then.
Okay.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
That'll do it. Yeah. So
A hail of gunfire.
yeah, you just as they run, they're like they thought they were going to sneak by, and you're like, no, we're going to kill you before we deal with this bear. And you both just open fire on them. Abraham, roll normal damage for that first one, and then you can either roll twice as much damage for the second one or times it by 2, whatever you think is best.
I'll roll first one. 1 damage.
Okay, so the first one, you're just calibrating your sights. It's the first one.
Line it up.
Yeah. The second one, locked on.
Okay. Next one, I will. Do I want to double it? I'll roll twice for it.
Okay.
So 2d6.
Yeah. Now you do have luck if you'd like to re-roll one of those, but I mean, it's up to you. Those are some pretty low rolls. I've never seen someone quite like that.
It all has to balance out somehow.
Yeah, the numbers are going to balance out in the end.
How do we regain luck again?
By taking a rest.
By taking a rest. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I use both?
Yeah, to reroll.
To reroll both.
Yeah, you can, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's reroll both.
Okay,
That's
so now
awesome.
you're out of luck, but the gods have guided your bullet maybe a bit better. Let's see.
I mean,
literally twice as good. You do hit him. Now, Killian was not a very tough man. In fact, he was much more a talker. How would you like to kill him?
Bullet.
With a bullet. Do you just shoot him in the back and he kind of collapses into the ground? Are you looking to hamstring him? What are you thinking?
yes. Does he have to die?
No, you could choose to just maim him if you'd like.
Yeah, I want to maim him.
Okay, so you just catch him in the
What
leg.
an HP cap.
Oh man, yeah, he just hits the dirt hard. His buddy that was running with him just keeps running. Is not at all stopping for this guy, and keeps booking it. It is Chuck's turn. What are you going to do? You've got the spare.
Shooting the bear. Shooting the bear.
Shooting the bear. Absolutely. Go for it.
First one, 5. Second one,
Misses.
2.
You're so scared. You've got
Point
sweat
blank,
running down your face. Yeah, you're just firing blindly at where you think the
Yep.
bear is, and it's absolutely missing. Yeah. So you haven't hit this bear. I'm so sorry, and it's going to try to take its revenge on you. The Glanton brothers are kind of out of the game at this point, and the other guy has booked it into the forest. So really, the last thing you're dealing with right now is the bear. And it's going to turn on you, and actually not turn on you. It's going to keep going at you because it's interested in having a nice meal. And it absolutely misses. So it's just, again, a fight of the champions as you're just firing wildly and it's swinging blindly. This bear is not in a great way. It's going to realize its weakness, and it's going to take the second half action to run off into the woods and to start doing so. So it only moves about 10 feet away from you as it starts to run. Sam, it's your turn. You can either kind of just say you're out of combat and let it run, or you can pursue either the guy on foot or the bear. What would you like to do?
Can I see the guy on foot still?
Yeah, just barely. You can kind of make out his outline.
All right, I'm going to fire twice at him.
Okay.
Now that James has dealt with the bear. So a 20 and a 15.
Yeah, both those will hit.
All right. 6 points damage total.
All right. Yeah. You hit him. You hear him kind of yelp into the darkness. He stumbles into the underbrush, but you see him maybe take cover behind a tree. He might not be out of this now. Abraham, what do you want to do?
So how far is he?
Maybe about 20 yards. So it would take quite a while to like run over to him if you actually want to get over to him. But if you spent your whole turn moving, the next turn you could theoretically lasso him if you want to try that.
I'll do that.
Okay, so you pull out your rope and start running into the forest after this man.
Have you used your rope on the guy already?
Oh, that's true. You did use your rope to tie that man up.
Yep.
So what would you like to do instead? You could maybe find a rope laying around. Or you could just charge after this man with a knife.
I'm going to charge at him anyway.
All right, so Abraham, for the first time, just starts screaming and running into the forest like a madman. Chuck, what do you want to do?
Pick up that bar of gold.
Okay, so you're like, whoa,
not bind your wounds or
don't mind if I do. You just kind of tuck it into your pocket. That's a half action. What else?
Sure, I'll bind my wounds.
All right, so a medicine check. So you can do a heal action on yourself. It's a half action. You have to roll above a 16 to do any sort of
Is
actual
it a
healing.
brains roll, yeah?
It is an instincts roll.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because back in this time, it really
I
wasn't.
got 11.
yeah, it's kind of instinctual. It's
Yeah,
no
I mean,
hard science.
you take out some aloe vera and kind of rub it on your neck. It is the baddie's turn, and the one hiding in the woods is going to take a couple of shots at the charging Abraham. See if he can maybe put down this guy before he gets too far. 17 and unnatural 20 to hit. So those are both going to hit, I think.
Yep.
Don't know quite how high your AC is, but 5 and then 2 damage. As these 2 shots light up out of the woods, you guys see these flashes from the barrel. You realize now that like smoke is just filling this area from the fire, from the dynamite. You can just smell that gunpowder kind of settling in. It is the bear's turn, and the bear spends its turn continuing to run into the woods. And we're back up to Sam. What are you going to do?
Can I still see this guy?
Yeah, you can make him out. It would be a bit easier if you were closer. It's because you're across that opening from him. But you could certainly take a shot at him. I mean, you're a good shot anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. I'll take 2 shots.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move off. I'm trying to get a better angle on him.
Okay, kind of circle around.
Yeah, I'm gonna move off,
Okay.
staying in cover, and then shoot it. Try to get a better angle on him.
Okay, so yeah, you start to flank around into the forest a little bit. After about 10 or so feet, you do get a kind of a good line on him. You could take a shot right now if you want.
All right. And yeah, sent one wing and past his head.
Yeah, it just cracks through the forest, splintering off into the trees. Abraham, you are charging at this man. What are you going to do?
Yep. So can I see him clearly enough to shoot him as well now?
Yeah, he's also well within dynamite throwing range, if you'd like. I mean, I'm just saying, you've got these sticks of dynamite.
Yeah. They do need to be used.
Yeah, at some point.
I mean, do they? Maybe intentions have changed. Now there's only one left.
And you do. This is one of the ones. This is not a Glanton brother, but it is one that you seem to have the
I
familiarity.
also recognize this guy.
Yeah.
We only need 1 alive for info.
And you've currently got like 3 alive, I think, right? You've got Killian. You've got the tied up guy. You've got Garrett. You're lousy with information.
Oh yeah, that's right. Killian's still alive. Fuck.
I mean, he won't be alive for long if nobody treats his knee wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just try and pop 2 shots at him.
Okay.
So let's see if we hit.
10, not quite. No, you fire into the woods. As you're running, you basically just take the first shot, take a second shot, cracking past him into the forest. Chuck, what are you going to do?
I'm going to drop out of combat.
Okay, so you're just going to sit down, take a breather, stretch it out, limber up a little bit.
He's going to go search for gold.
I'm going.
Yeah, do you want to?
I'm going down the tunnel.
Oh, okay. You're gonna just start walking down. A few steps in, you find a storm lantern hanging on the wall, so you take that off and just start walking through the tunnel. You see their beds set up. You'll have to make an awareness roll for me to see if you find anything super sneaky.
Got an 8.
It's going to take you a moment, but you're being really thorough. So one of the other things I like to do is if you're doing something quickly, I'll make you roll for it. If you're willing to do it slowly, it can take time. So quickly, you're not finding anything special, but if you start just going through every piece of clothing and supplies they have, you'll find something. It's down to the baddies. Again, he's just going to shoot Abraham, who's still charging at him.
This could go really bad for me right now.
It could go really badly. An 18 and an 11.
The 18 hits.
Okay. How much health do you have left?
7.
Oh, and he's rolling a d8, so this could put you into
crossed.
some bleed out rounds. Oh, just
Okay.
2. Just 2. He hits you, and you're kind of seeing red, as your life is draining from you. Yeah, if we do get to bleed out rounds, I'll explain how those work. If we don't, I'd still like to explain just for folks watching at home. But we're down to Sam. What are you doing?
All right, 2 rounds at the guy.
Okay, from this new angle.
Now that I can see clear muzzle flashes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The second one will hit the 15.
15, yeah.
Yeah.
3.
3 damage. You clip him. This is the first time this guy has been hit?
No, it should be I hit him for... Hold on, let me look up. I hit him previously.
Oh, you hit him for 6 before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So he's not dead, but he's getting there. He's not in a good way. It's Abraham. What are you doing? You're now within about 10 feet of him. So you can close the distance, and then take a half action if you want.
Yeah, I want to close for distance and I'll try to brawl him to the ground, grapple him.
Okay, so you're gonna just grab him onto the ground, maybe restrain him. Make a contested vigor roll against him. He got a 10.
I'm looking forward to this going poorly.
Do you have any luck?
No.
Because he spent it on shooting Killian, I think.
Yeah, I might be able to give you some luck.
Remember what I taught you.
Wait, did I use all 3 luck? And I used 2 then.
Because you used one of them to actually hit, and then you used
the 2
two
for the
to do
damage roll.
damage.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 in total.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, you just barely. Again, it's a little bit of a slap fight as you just kind of grapple him into the ground. You roll him into the dirt. He's now restrained by you, but unless someone else really restrains him, he can still fight back on his turn, should he want to. Chuck, you're still just wandering through the mines.
Yeah, I'm still searching.
You're hearing gunfire go off in the background. I like to imagine you're just casually looking through wallets and there's gunshots. You're like, oh, cool. All right. Yeah, interesting. It's his turn. He's going to try to get out of this grapple and then maybe take a slice of you. So he rolls an 11 on his vigor. What do you want to roll? Abraham.
Oh.
Yeah, so he gets out of the grapple, just kind of frees himself. He's going to draw a hunting knife from his belt and take a stab at you, see if he can land a cut. He gets a 19 to hit.
Definitely does.
He's going to roll a d4, and he gets +1 to the damage. How much? You've got, 6 health left?
5.
3 health? 5. So if he rolls max, he just does 3 as he slices you. And now, Sam, you can see him and Abraham just going back and forth. You're trying to track him with your rifle. It might be hard at this distance to not hit your ally, but it is your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm going to put 2 in him as he's standing over the top of him.
Okay.
So I hope I don't hit him.
I mean, a natural one might.
I got 2 luck. So
yeah. What are the chances?
You're gonna put me out of my misery.
No, you're good. You're good. There's a 19 and a 21.
Yeah, I think that's probably good enough. Absolutely.
That's 4 points total.
Yeah. So Abraham, you think this is it? This guy's just swinging at you with his blade. He's standing over you, and then 2 shots ring out, just catch him in the side of the head, and he tumbles, out of frame, let's say, onto the dirt next to you, dead. And now everybody's out of combat with those last 2 shots,
Okay.
and you can all take a breather.
I'm gonna run up to Abraham.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna run up. Jesus Christ, you're all fucked up.
You see he's got bullet wounds all over this cut, and he bruises and things.
I look back, I'm like, what's Charlie doing?
I don't have a fucking clue.
Smash cut to Charlie just looking through someone's wallet. Oh, okay.
$2. $2, sweet.
Sweet. That's beer money. Yeah, do you guys want to kind of recollect at the mine? Look through any of these bodies? These guys are still passed out.
Drag the body back.
Okay, yeah, you drag them back to the campsite.
So I'm going to grab, what do they have for weapons?
They are using, let's see, I should look at the inventory list. One sec.
Is it just infantry pistols?
No, they're using one step up from that. They're using the Peacekeeper revolvers.
All right, I'm going to take Peacekeeper and some ammo.
Okay. Yeah, and the ammo transfers between the 2 types of revolvers. So
yeah.
You find about 7 rounds on him. The rounds on his gun plus a couple in his pockets. So you take that.
Once I've done looking through the whatever I can find, whether there's any hidden money or anything in here.
Yeah, you find about I'm gonna say $15 in change and small bills, and then you also find this heavy lockbox that takes you about both hands to carry.
Oh, I'm bringing it out.
Yeah, and it's got this big old industrial lock on it, and you just place it down right next to where the campfire was, and it makes this thud as you put it down. Steel lockbox.
Once I've done that, I'm going to be like, hey, I found the bounty, I think. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to look for perhaps the big guy's head. Maybe his head survived. Maybe
Yeah, I was just gonna pick up a charred piece of shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, you start finding bits and pieces of him around. You kind of collect enough together, but you do find most of his head and neck kind of blasted off into the woods. So you go and pick that up. His beard is a little singed, but you drop that next to the other bodies. Probably will be enough for the sheriff to give you the bounty on him.
We'll put it in a sack.
Yeah.
How's Garrett doing?
He is still unconscious. Probably not great for his health. But he's alive and knocked out. If you'd like to wake him up or anything.
Yeah, I wanna half-heartedly attempt to bandage him and then just kind of bind him so he can't get away.
Okay. If you're gonna take if you guys are willing to take like an hour to do healing yourselves up and stuff, I'll just give you a free heal check on yourselves and on anybody who might be on the brink of death, like Garrett. Do you want to heal Killian as well?
I don't give a shit about Killian.
Okay, so he's going to bleed out on the ground next to your campfire.
I'll heal him.
Okay, so you walk over, you start applying bandages to the kneecaps that you so lovingly removed just a few minutes ago.
They're just going to hang him anyway.
Yeah, I'll try and heal
Garrett?
No, Abraham.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you can actually, I'll just let you guys do you get a 1d4 health back for yourselves. And I'll say the two NPCs are kind of brought back to basically 1 HP.
Ooh, 2 back.
Sweet, I'm back to full health.
And the other guy's still tied up, I assume.
Yeah, the other guy's still tied up. He's kind of wrangling a little bit, but
we're going to drag him over.
Yeah, so you're just collecting all the bodies and all the bits and pieces in one spot.
Yeah.
I'll rebuild the fire.
Okay, yeah, you put that back together. It's you get it going. That keeps the cold away. You didn't realize how cold it got in this middle of the night as you got into this gunfight.
I'm gonna go over to the rifles on the log.
Okay.
How many? Yeah, what type of rifles are they?
Yeah, 2 of them are range carbines, and one of them is a bighorn rifle.
Ooh, I'll take the bighorn.
Okay.
I'll keep my range carbine, but I'll take a bighorn and a bunch of ammo.
Yeah, and you find about 30 rounds of rifle ammo just collectively there.
Anybody else want a Winchester?
I'm not a very good shot. I'm not a very good shot.
All right.
Does anybody search Killian's body?
Sure.
They're all getting stripped.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking through everything. So the 2 folks who only Abraham recognized don't seem to have much on them. They have maybe about $7 in cash between them. Eugene has nothing on him because he's incapable of wearing things at this point. Garrett has what looks like a small, pretty crudely drawn map of this area. Telling him where to go and where he's spotted people, just his little handwritten notes. And then he's got about 35 cents on him and a cracked pocket monocle. It's not even I guess monocles aren't pocket monocles, they're just monocles. So he's got a little cracked monocle on him. Doesn't look like he was using it. Looks like he just took it from somebody. And then you find on Killian 4 more of those gold bars. And you'd have to estimate they're probably each worth about $50. So get about $200 in gold in addition to that one that he also threw at you before.
What one that he threw at us?
I believe the one that you picked up, but you can play. You could. I don't know which one was thrown at.
Where'd the extra bar go?
Oh, he must have, bear must have taken it. The bear must have taken it.
We just got done shooting or blowing up everybody here. And you're going to start that shit.
There's also this big old lockbox on the ground in front of you.
Yeah, I'm going to go try to bang the lock open.
Okay, make a
Can I
vigor roll.
look for a key?
Yes, you can make an awareness roll for a key.
I'm a big dummy, so...
14.
You start patting folks down. You're not finding it in anybody's pockets or anything like that.
I reckon it's on a chain around their neck, but...
I got an 11.
An 11, you're just kicking it as hard as you can. You're denting it for the most part. And then after a moment, Chuck, you do find the key. It wasn't on anybody, but you find it laying in some of the debris that was Eugene. You think he had that key.
Bring it
yes,
over.
You bring it over.
I'll unlock the padlock.
Yeah, it's a little like bent, but yeah, you just kind of wedge it in there and then crank it as hard as you can, and it cracks open after a little bit of strength. Pops. You unlock that, and it's just chock full of bills of cash. And you start picking through it. You think there's probably about $600 in cash and $1,000 in bank bonds. And these bonds can be turned into cash if they're notarized by someone at the bank. And stamped and signed off. They'll exchange them for actual, but right now they're not valuable to you because they're not signed.
So I think this is what we do. I think we split the cash now. Turn the bank bonds in for a 10% reward, and then turn these bodies in for the bounty.
Who can sign it?
You could make a lore check, but it would be traditionally the bank manager would sign those bonds.
I'll do a little check anyway.
Okay. You used to work in a bank, so yeah, you used to be. You know exactly how this process goes. It needs to be stamped by one person at the bank and then signed usually by someone else. So there's kind of two people at the bank checking it off to make sure, yes, this thing has been turned in, it's all good. You also know that people don't often look too closely at the signature. It's usually the stamp. So if you could arrange yourself a stamp somehow, then that would be, you could just forge the signature pretty easily.
Well, we could either hand them in, or we could get our contact, what's her face, to stamp them, and then we could
we can give her some.
Give her some, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll trust you guys to handle that.
How much did we get in dollars, by the way?
600 in cash from that box, in addition to all the other little things I was saying that you guys were finding.
I'm not bothered about loose change, but okay, so that's $200. Yeah?
Loose change, 250 in gold bar.
Yeah, 200. So it's $200 each, yeah.
Yeah, in cash, cold hard cash.
All right.
And someone with an extra bar.
What? What extra bar?
And those gold bars do have a stamp they're from the Bank of Del Norte on there, so you would, if you ever use them somewhere or turn them in to be turned into cash, you would have to explain why you got bank bars, gold bars to someone.
Just melt them down.
It's true. Yeah, it's not hard to melt them down.
Okay.
All right, sure, whatever. I'll throw the fourth bar down. Whatever. No bothered about that.
You can keep it.
Well, no. Abraham. So Abraham obviously wanted the extra gold bar.
No, you can keep it. I did take that $2. You can have 50 as compensation.
Okay, I'll pick up the gold bar.
So yeah, that goes right back into your inventory. You've got some more gold. You guys are standing around. It is getting like late at this point in the night. You guys have been riding all day. You're pretty tired from this gun battle. So if you do want to ride back tonight, it is going to be like a level of exhaustion, or you can just rest here and hope that bear doesn't come back for the bodies.
No, I think head back now.
Okay.
You know what I mean, and we can just sleep in the cozy saloon.
Yeah, once you're loaded with cash, so you'll be able to buy some nice hotel rooms. Absolutely, buy the whole saloon.
So the deal is, so we're all straight. The deal is, we didn't find any money. They must have buried it or something. And we'll discreetly contact Gracie about the banknotes later.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
All right.
What about the gold? Do we want to turn that into Del Norte? Or do we want to melt that down ourselves?
We'll have to find someone to melt that down for us. We'll have to find somewhere where we can melt it down.
Yeah.
But I say we will. I don't think it'd be good doing it there. I reckon we'd have to go go to the next town along, and then
Why don't we use it? Do you think we could use it as a bargaining chip for Del Norte?
Like to show up in town and be like, hey, we found some of yours. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty valuable. I mean, they certainly wouldn't turn down having that gold returned to them, but they probably have a similar thing of 10% finder's fee, but you might be able to convince them otherwise.
I mean, why would you offer them 10%? That seems ridiculous.
We don't have to make a decision now. It'd just be, we play that one by ear.
Okay. So you've got your gold, you've got your cash, you've got your bodies. Which bodies are you actually bringing back to town?
The ones that cost money.
We're bringing everything back.
Everybody.
So we're gonna load them up on their horses.
Okay.
But
you find them about 10 feet off into the darkness.
We have one alive.
Have a donkey.
We have one alive, Glanton brother. We've got one Glanton associate that's still alive.
Yeah. I think you've got 2 alive Glanton brothers. Didn't someone heal Killian?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's right.
So he's still awake, but you could just put a bullet in him right now if you don't want him talking.
What's he going to save us?
I mean, it's true. Yeah, he's the outlaw here.
Yeah, they buried the money. I don't give a shit what he says. They buried it and then tried, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So you guys load up these bodies. You get back on your horses.
Yep. We gather all the. Did they have horses?
Yeah, they had a few horses, 3 horses off in the darkness that were they're very spooked after all this went down. So you collect those back up. They're it's getting pretty late. You're feeling that just the long day. It's going to be a long ride ahead of you as you're riding towards the sunrise. As you're going, you've loaded everybody up. Whoever's got Killian on their horse or nearest them, he kind of wakes up about 2 hours into the ride, and he says, "Hey, if you let me go, we got lots of cash I can share with you. I can even show you where the key is. I'll pay you to let me go. You don't even have to let my brother go. You can just let me off the hook, and it's all good. What do you say?"
You, sir, are a piece of shit.
He says that might be true, but
I could keep your brother.
I mean, they're not going to hang him. They're going to put him in jail for a week. That's fine.
Is your knee suddenly feeling better?
No, my knees hurt a lot. But if you give me a horse, you could let me go with a horse.
Oh, so now you want a horse too?
Well, it's a lot of money. I could give you like $500, $400 in cash to split amongst you.
Yeah, see, we're gonna get plenty of money from the sheriff, and then we're gonna take time. We're gonna go back up there with shovels, and we're gonna find what other money you buried up there.
You're never gonna find it, and even if you find it, you're not gonna find the key. But that's fine. I can show it all to you right now.
Keep your mouth shut before I gag you or shoot you.
that shuts him up. He's like, oh, all right. So you guys ride in relative silence for the next couple of hours, getting tired. Garrett has also woken up, but Killian quickly tells him to shut the heck up.
Is that the younger brother?
Yeah, the one with 2 bullets in his chest.
I'm going to be like, hey, your older brother just tried selling you out there, boy.
Yeah, he's done that once or twice. But they're not going to hang me. They're just going to put me in jail, so it makes sense to me. But he told me not to talk, so I'm going to be quiet right now.
Yeah, if you don't die of infection from them bullets.
Oh, well, they've got a doctor in town, right? Or at least like a dentist or a hairdresser, someone who can take care of my wounds.
Sure.
And so you all continue into town. You're riding for another couple of hours. Abraham, are you going to do anything with these unknown associates of the Glantons?
So out of character.
Yeah.
Are they characters related to my backstory, or are they characters that I just recognize, like, in the game? Does that make sense?
Absolutely your backstory.
Okay.
What backstory?
My motivations.
Yeah, his motivations. We talked before this. Jay Wall and I, we hang out all the time.
So they're the part of the rival gang, I suppose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you recognize their faces. They're definitely not leaders of that gang, but they're associates of that gang, and really closer to like hired guns. It looks like they were doing the same thing for the Glantons. They were just hired to do some dirty work.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you want to do anything with that information before you get to town.
Yeah, I'll wake one of them up.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of
Like around the face a bit.
Yeah.
And I just ask him, where is Herman Holden? We'll say that's like the leader of the rival gang.
Yeah. He says, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you because clearly you got the upper hand here, but I swear I don't know. Last I heard he was in New Mexico. That's when I last rode with him, and then he kidnapped that woman. I couldn't stay around for that, so I struck up here.
Would your associate know anything else?
Oh no, he's worthless. He's newer than I am.
Can I tell if he's lying to me?
He's pretty clearly lying to you. Yeah. He seemed pretty nervous as soon as you mentioned his associate.
Yeah. I'll knock Kim back out.
Okay. This man has so many head wounds. He's not. Yeah. He has a concussion and should not be asleep. But you're absolutely just putting him out. So you knock him out. And
Hey, we don't know this. We didn't.
That's
know
true. Yeah, his vapors are all off balance. His humors aren't great, and you wake up the other one.
We'll have to bleed them.
Get some leeches. This boy needs a bleed.
Yeah, so I'm just like to the other one as well. Where is Herman Holden?
Kind of like he's really shocked from getting slapped awake. I think last I heard he was riding back to Oklahoma territory. I haven't seen him in a while. It left New Mexico a while ago. That guy would know more, honestly. He was riding with him just last week.
Fucking Oklahoma? What the fuck's in Oklahoma?
Not much red sand and Sooners. That's about it.
So is he telling the truth on this?
This
So
guy
the other
seems
guy
a
would
little
know.
bit more, convinced of, or a little bit more truthful than the other guy.
Okay. Okay.
So like whack-a-mole, you knock this one out and wake the other one up.
I'll be like, all right, because you've told me the truth, I won't knock you out this time.
Oh, thank God. My head is hurting quite a bit.
And I go to wake up the other one again.
You knock him on the head. He wakes up. You gotta stop doing that. I'm gonna die one of these days. Oh
You'll
my
be fucking
God.
lucky if you do.
Like
But
I
where
ride
is
up
Herman?
next to him.
What
I
do you
ride up
say?
next to him, and I'm trying to assist in this a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm like, do you realize how shot the fuck up he is?
I mean, he does
And if-
have quite a
and
few
if he-
bullets in him.
If he shot you, no one here would give a shit.
I would.
Yeah, so you should answer honestly.
I'm just
All right.
like, did you see that guy get blown up?
Yeah.
You want that to happen to you?
No. And he sees like the dynamite in your pocket. He goes, all right.
Because that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I shot a man and he just detonated.
Man carried dynamite in a gunfight. This shit don't mix.
It's not the
And,
first time I've seen dynamite go horribly wrong.
There's no train here, at least.
There's no train here.
Yeah, just wait for the trains to show up. And he said, all right, fine. I may or may not have been truthful with you before, but that's the head wound talking.
Mhm.
What do you want to know?
Where is he?
Where is he? Sorry.
Swear to me. Yeah,
Daddy, and what does he do?
he's holed up in some little ranch out on the border of Oklahoma. At least that's where he's going, he told me. They're starting a distillery or something. I don't know.
Is he lying?
He seems to be pretty defeated at this point, and not have a great reason to lie now.
Yes, I'm like, so what did he pay you before?
Well, he'd pay us $5 a day, and then a percent cut of the job, whatever we did. But sometimes he'd have dumb jobs like kidnapping that woman. That doesn't do anything for me. That doesn't put money in my pocket. That's why I started up with the Glanton brothers. They make good money.
So how many are running with Holden now?
Last I was there, maybe a dozen.
All right. So if I gave you $50, how would you feel about trying to taking us right to him?
Oh yeah, I could show you where he's at for $50. Like I probably couldn't get you in the door, but I could show you where he's at.
What would it take to get us in the door?
I mean, you'd got to be invited to be part of his gang, so you'd got to, prove yourselves a bit. You done any sort of deeds that he might have heard of?
I mean, I who has like the pieces of that body?
you've got a loose bag of
how about
bits
shot and rob the Glanton gang?
He says, "Yeah, I guess that's good. That might do it. That would convince him."
All right. We'll see if you'll be useful. And I shove a stick of dynamite in his mouth.
As he is now gagged by that dynamite.
Yep.
And you guys continue riding for the next little while. You get to Pagosa Springs about dawn. Sun's kind of cracking up over the mountains in the east. And you're walking in. You're just exhausted from the night. What would you like to do?
Ride straight to the sheriff's office.
Yeah, go straight to the sheriff's office.
Yeah, he's like the first building in town, so you just pull up and he kind of walks out. He's got a cup of coffee and he sees the four whatever number of bodies. I think it's 4 bodies right across your horses.
And a sack of pieces.
Yeah, that's soaked with blood at this point. He goes, well, that was quick work. Dang.
Yeah.
So who all you got here? And he starts lifting up heads. He goes, well, that's Killian. Alive, nonetheless. That's surprising.
Yep.
Oh, and Garrett, it's good to see you. And who's in the bag?
This sack of shit is Eugene, who, sorry to say, he carried dynamite into a gunfight, and that shit don't mix. So,
yeah, well, he's a lot less massive than last time I saw him. So,
Easier to bury now.
Yeah, it's a much smaller grave. Well, that's easy. And these two, and he kind of looks over at the other two, and one of them, I assume, still has a stick of dynamite in his mouth. Yep. I don't know if you took that out and re-gagged him, but
still there.
Yeah, he's like
they're unknown associates.
All right, well, if you leave him here, I'll pay you $25 a head for him. And
well, here's the deal: we're gonna be needing that one.
What do you mean by needing?
What do you mean by needing?
Just like usually you'd bring a criminal in. I can't let you just ride off with somebody who's
well, he's got information.
Oh, okay.
He's got information on a location of another gang, and not entirely certain that he did anything wrong. He just happened to be talking to these boys when we.
Okay, well maybe if you give me $25, I can turn a blind eye to this newcomer to town.
Okay.
All right, so I'll just take that off the top. What do you guys get for the Gland brothers? Let me go inside and grab that. You can leave the bodies over there. Drop the live ones in the cell. I guess they're all alive. Don't drop the head in the cell, please.
No.
He walks in and opens up a drawer.
Is there an undertaker?
I'll start lining.
There's a local carpenter.
I'll do the grim work, and I'll start lining the body. I'll start grabbing bodies off of horses and start lining them up on the porch.
Okay.
Or on the sidewalk type thing, and then you guys can bring the live guys in. And
so you start loading the bodies in. After about 5 minutes, everybody's where they should be, and the sheriff walks out with his cash, and he's just kind of counting it, and he goes, "What is that? $275 for the 3 of you? Should be just about right."
Yep. Give each of them 100, and I'll take 75.
Oh, what a gentleman! And so he hands Chuck and Abraham 100 each, and then he hands 75 to the Mr. Sam Peckinpah, and he says, "Now, did you find their stash of sorts?"
Nope. You can go look for it with shovels or something.
I'm gonna be like, however, is it which is the older brother?
Killian is the older one.
Killian said he's got a stash somewhere with like at least $500 he tried offering us.
The sheriff says, "Well, it's mighty good of you not to take that from that man. Maybe I'll interrogate him for where it is later." Well,
beware of the bear if you go up there.
Oh yeah, there are bears in them mountains. Did you see one?
Yeah, he's got a couple bullet holes in him, but she's mean as hell.
Oh, you survived the bears and the glands. You certainly earned your straps today. Well, thank you for making this town just a little bit safer. And he tips his hat to you and then walks inside. And you guys would gain a notoriety level because you've now made a name for yourself. So you're level 1 now, from drifter to renegades.
Do I have a goal completed too to gain clothing?
Oh, that's right. And that should have been completed a while ago. I also haven't been handing out experience at all. I apologize.
It's a minor goal, so.
Yeah, so the goal for that, I'm going to give you 50 experience just for completing that goal. To break down how I would have given out experience, I would give you probably 100 experience each for that combat. And then another, I'm going to say 50 for role-playing throughout the session. And interacting with like the clerk and stuff. And had I been more on top of it, I would have been giving that to you as we went. But I just wasn't paying attention to that. Yeah, and at even levels, you guys get some bonuses for leveling up, but at odd levels, you don't. So no new level except you get the new level, but just the exploits unlock. So
hang on, XPM. So we got 150, yeah.
Yes, and. Sam, you got 200 because you got that extra 50.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know if we want to kind of pause it here or we're at a good stopping point, or if we want to, you guys go Gracie first. I don't know.
Go Gracie.
I'm good with stopping. I got stuff I got to go do.
Yeah, he's coming to the end. So let's go around. Yes. So we'll wrap up now, and then we'll pick up next week. Yeah, because we're going to do a couple of weeks of this.
Yeah, I may not be able to do. Let me double check. So next week I should be able to do, actually. The following week unlikely. So we could probably do one more session.
All right, we'll do one more session and then we'll call it there.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. All right. So shout outs. So Nathan, give yourself a shout out.
Hey, shout out. I'm Godless Polecat. Anywhere you care to find me online, good luck finding me online. Thanks for having me. It was a fun game. I love it. It's pretty cool.
Glad you like it.
Yeah.
J-Will?
Yeah, hi, J-Will. You can find me everywhere, J-Will7Z, Twitter, Twitch, etc. I'm on Discord. Yeah, I stream occasionally, GM occasionally, write occasionally, a whole bunch of other stuff. And yeah, thank you for having me play as well. And it was my first Western game, so it's definitely interesting.
Glad you like it.
Parker?
Yeah, I'm Parker Blau, lead designer of Mud, Blood, and Glory. We've been playing the starter edition of Mud, Blood, and Glory, which you can find on our website, blackhat-games.com/downloads. You can try it out for yourself. And the Kickstarter is live right now. I don't have a shortened link for that. You can find it in chat or find it on our website.
It will also be in the description of the YouTube video as well.
Perfect. So yeah, go check it out, back it. There's a PDF-only version if you want that. And you can reach us through there or on our Instagram at blackhat.games. Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a blast playing.
No problem, anytime. So for me, if anyone's willing to, I do have a Patreon if you want to support the channel. That will be in the description below. Or if you have Twitch, you can sub to me on Twitch if you want to. And then check out our social media. Discord, at the PTG Discord, where you'll find all of us. So if you want to DM us a question about tonight's session, do that through there. Twitter, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and if you're watching this on YouTube, check out the live show on Tuesday nights at 7 PM GMT +1. Or if you're watching us on Twitch, check out or like and subscribe the video on YouTube, because that'd be great. But other than that, that's really it. Thank you. So we're going to say goodbye to YouTube. Bye, YouTube.
Later,
See
YouTube.
ya.
Stay cool, YouTube.